Welcome to Alabama. It's the American national anthem.
Say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wonderful rendition of the American national anthem. Let's head down pit road.
Joseph Newgarden lives only 3 hours away. He's won here 3 times at Barber Motorsports Park. Can he win starting 7th today? When we come back, we'll talk Newgarden and also get the engines cranked here in Birmingham.
Yeah, we're almost all set to go then for the atmosphere to begin. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2023 fourth round of the season. It is the Grand Prix of Alabama. The last race before we start the month of May. Grand Prix of Indy on May 13th. Indy 500 May 28th will bring you all the action from the 500 with practice and qualifying live. Detroit on June 4th as well. Then we go to Road America on June 18th. July 2nd is in Mid-Ohio. July 16th we go to Canada, the Grand Prix of Toronto. That's exclusively live on Peacock, so we get a bit of an exclusive here. Double header at the end of July, 22nd, 23rd with Iowa Race 1 and Race 2. Then we go over to Nashville, August 6th, clear your diaries. Then we go over August 12th, our second Grand Prix of Indy. St. Louis is on the April 27th, the Bob Morado Speedway. Grand Prix of Portland, September 3rd, September 10th, then the Grand Prix of Monterey to get everything sorted. Alongside me in the commentary box is Omi and Josh as well to talk to you around the 2.3 mile 17 turn street course here. Technically a street course, well, they call it a street course, don't they, Josh? But mainly it's just a proper thing. So welcome, hello, both of you.
Yep, hello Josh, really
Hello.
excited to be here. And obviously my first IndyCar race on this channel as well, so really looking forward to this. And actually my first one that I'll be watching live in general as well. So
Yes.
really excited for it.
You're not normally here, are you? You're usually commentating on esports, so it's really nice to have you here as well. Josh, hello. We've got to get better with these IndyCar times. I did it yesterday, you did it today. Hello, how are you?
Hello, we don't talk about what just happened, but ready to go, maybe, hopefully, but it's going to be an interesting race as it always is round Barber.
Yeah, it's the sort of we don't talk about what's going on, but kind of need to talk about what's going on, don't we, as well? That's always the little factor coming into things as well. We'll be seeing everybody else around on the deck. I've got it sorted now, by the way, Josh, so that is all done on my side of the screen. Let's take it out into Tom
You
Gaymore.
don't want me to touch it?
No, it's all fine for me. I can do it myself. Right, let's go down over to Tom Gaymore.
Started and won around here. And that is Will Power's record. Well, things getting ready now in the pit lane. Let's head back to our NBC team.
Gone off.
You're watching IndyCar Live on NBC Sports, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. Getting close to race start. Let's get the latest from the ground. We kick things off with Marty Snyder. Marty?
Boy, Lee, if you watched our qualifying coverage on Peacock this weekend, you know Joseph Newgarden was fuming after qualifying. I asked him this morning why he was so upset. He said, because it was my mistake. We had a car good enough to be on the pole. I mentioned a moment ago, he has 3 Barber wins. He told me also this morning, the car I have today, better than any car I've ever had here at Barber. No doubt we can win from 7th, Kevin Lee.
Championship leader Marcus Ericsson has yet to win on a road course, but in the last 2 years, he has the best finish average of any driver on road courses, and it's because of consistency. He's always gotten something out of it. The reigning Indy 500 winner also has some momentum on his side in the home life. He's now a married man. His wife Iris is back home watching. Dave.
And so the most recent winner on the series is 24-year-old Floridian Kyle Kirkwood. I asked Kyle about his weekend so far. He said, I wasn't that impressed with the speed in practice 1 or practice 2, but then we got to qualifying, and I quote, boom, there it was. They've got the pace back they think they had at the last race in Long Beach, and they believe they can work from the 12th position and find their way to victory lane today. If Kyle can do that, that'll be fun. He and the rest of the field are going to need to fire the engines when we return to Barber Motorsports Park.
Yeah, command is about to be given as well. We take a look at the full starting grid, and we've got a driver tracker in operation as well, as you see now on your monitor. Omi, coming to you quickly, what are you expecting in this one then? A Barber Motorsport Speedway race, it's always dramatic, it's always exciting, but my word is there more pressure this weekend because it's the last one before we go to the month of May. So make a mistake here, you've got to pay for it and get ready for Indy, knowing the last proper road course, you screwed up, effectively.
Yeah, okay, I think it's going to be a very good race, a lot of action I'm expecting, and, well, definitely better than the F1 race earlier on today. I'm hoping for a Grosjean win as well, as I think quite a few of us are. I know Jess is, so yeah, I think it's going to be a great race and a lot of action to come.
Josh, what about you? I think we're all expecting the same thing, really, aren't we, where we're going to see, fingers crossed, for a victory for Romain Grosjean, but it very rarely goes our way, doesn't it?
Yeah, St. Pete didn't go our way. Also, a couple of other places this season didn't go our way as well. But my pickle winner is Paso Ward, but I might change to Grosjean.
And we're going to get ready for the command to be given in a few seconds' time. Remember, Jess will be joining us in the commentary box. She's going to be joining in if Grosjean wins, I understand, via the same method that Omi is. So keep an eye out for that during the broadcast as well. Fingers crossed this is going to be a smooth sailing race. We don't want any problems. We never, ever want to see problems. And especially if we've had a day of it. It's literally constant yellows, constant reds. We just want a nice, calm session, please. Race drivers, let's head back over to NBC.
NBC Sports, your home of motorsports, welcomes you to Birmingham, Alabama for round 4 of the 2023 NTT IndyCar Series. This is the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix at spectacular Barber Motorsports Park.
Motorsports Park is a beautiful facility, fast racetrack.
Pato Award, the Ninja is back.
I love it. It's my favorite track on the calendar.
One of my favorite tracks.
Alex Palou wins his maiden IndyCar race.
And one of my favorite moments from my career.
Barber is always a risk, but that's what makes it so cool.
Oh, you got it. Grosjean hits him twice. He hit me on purpose. This guy's a punk.
That was last year. This is
now. A
now.
bit of the flavour as to what is ahead today. 90 laps around this 2.3 mile circuit is the most physical, grueling task and examination the drivers face each and every season. But Townsend, it's kind of it's a funny story, isn't it? Because the place is so beautiful.
It's gorgeous, starting with the museum right there, which is hard to appreciate just from this shot. Inside, it is an architectural marvel, just the building itself, not to mention the hundreds of significant motorcycles inside. I always forego the golf cart rides here, the scooters. I love to walk. This is like a national park. It's that stunning. But James, the flip side of it is, this is also a scary place.
It sure can be, Townsend. Because of the high-speed nature of this racetrack, it just means that any mistakes can be very costly. A lot of close calls in practice over turn 9. All 4 wheels in the air for Elio Castroneves. We saw a lot of issues in that corner. This was a wild ride from Pato Award over one of the most challenging corners on the racetrack. Blind did a great job to keep it out of the wall there, and our reigning champion, Will Power, into the wall here in turn 2 in qualifying. There are so many different places that you can get caught off guard. Here we see Kyle Kirkwood on cold tires. That's going to be an issue. Ins and out laps. Again, Rinus VK in that turn 2-3 section. So because these corners are so long and so physical, sometimes when it does go wrong, especially late in the race, it's hard to hang on to the car. And look, with this wind, it's going to be hard to hang on to these things anyway.
And when we were out on the grid, the wind is a tailwind down into turn 1. That could make things a little interesting. We're almost ready to go racing, so let's go trackside for the command.
Here we go then, folks. Turn up wherever you are.
Today's race command, please welcome one of college football's foremost and popular commentators, Paul Feinbaum.
Gentlemen, start your
Engines are fired here for the Grand Prix of Alabama. Let's go down pit road and hear from the teams.
Well, let's have a look at that grid again and who's starting on what tyre. That's the most important thing at the beginning. The front three, Grosjean, Pelot and O'Ward, all on the alternate. And I've got a feeling that Pato O'Ward and McLaren might be the first to opt for that three-stopper. Let's wait and see. Scott McLaughlin starts on the black side towards primary tyre in fourth. Expect him to probably go long. Will he be on a two-stopper? You can still make the three-stopper strategy work starting on the blacks, but expect some of those black shod runners to go long early on. Scott Dixon.
Well, thank you very much, Tom. Right, we've got our cameras back and we have them heading out onto the circuit. So myself, Josh and Omi are with you. Jess is watching along on the Discord stream and she says she'll unmute when she's finished eating dinner. Hi Jess, special hello. Hello to everybody watching as well on YouTube. Final race of the day then, Josh. We've done them all. Even you joined in for MotoGP. How did you find that being in pit road?
Yeah, that was quite good. But yeah, hopefully might be able to do that more. But
fingers crossed now that we've got this system working. So yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, one race ahead of us. 90 laps, if I remember rightly.
Shouldn't take too long, but it's about a minute 10. So I'm thinking it's going to be, I think 10:30. We're going to be done here. Not too long. 2-hour cap on the race still, so it shouldn't be too long. Omi, yeah, you can now join in the commentary box, and you don't have to go anywhere anymore. You can stay in throughout the streams we do, and if you've got anything to say, you can chime in anytime you like now during the other series when you're not co-com.
Yeah, an extra new thing. So I'll mostly okay. Well, for like sessions I'm available, obviously I'll just be doing all the data work.
Yeah,
all the data for you.
Yeah, sit in the background, and then if you want to say something, chime up. It sounds great. I'm going to enjoy that setting actually a lot with everybody coming in. I can still hear Tom Gaymore. Don't worry, we'll lose that in a second as the medical and safety cars come in. It's Pato O'Ward then, who's got the front thing. You can see the starting grid on your monitor right now with everyone down to Jack Harvey in 24th position. It's getting a little bit loud out there, but everyone's still in the same order of things, in the same running of business. As we get ready, there is Pato O'Ward on the track, running around. Let's hear from the teams. What do they say?
Yeah, I got you, T.
Hey, beautiful day here in Barbara. I know it's one of your favorite tracks, but we'll be talking a lot about tires. You've got the soft red Firestones. How long do you think those are going to last to start this race?
Surprisingly, they were very, very good in warm-up. We didn't have a new set to try, but the youth set held up pretty okay. So I think it'll be better than what we've experienced a couple of years ago, similar to what we had last year.
You're starting third. You won here last year, but at the last race, I gotta say, you had an issue with the man Scott Dixon, the 6-time champion. He says he's still mad at you. Are you concerned at all about what might happen if you guys cross paths today?
It's a new week, new race, man. We're ready to take advantage of the opportunity.
All right, we'll be watching. Good luck.
Well, the points as they run put Alex Pelot on top on 131. And Pato O'Ward is on 130. Here's how they line up on the grid then. We've got Romain Grosjean on pole position once more. Alex Pelot is second. Then row 2, Pato O'Ward and Scott McLaughlin. Row 3 sees Scott Dixon and Christian Lundgaard starting as well. Row 4 off the grid as they come through, 2 by 2 by 2 at the moment. Joseph Newgarden, Felix Rosenquist. Row 5, Venus VK and Alexander Rossi. Row 6, Will Power and Kyle Kirkwood. Row 7, Marcus Ericsson, Colton Herta. Row 8, Callum Milon, Simon Pagino. Row 9, David Malukas and Devlin Di Francesco. Row 10 sees Graham Rahal and Connor Daly. Row 11, Helio Cashin-Evans and Austin Calampino. Row 12, Stingray Robb and Jack Harvey. Row 13 is Benjamin Pencherson as well. He will be alongside further back. Marcus Armstrong and Santino Ferrucci lines up last on the field. Well, we're coming up to the green flag. Predictions on how long until it takes to get a caution. It's a tight circuit here, Barber. We've moved him up in the calendar once again. It continues rolling around. 90 lap race ahead of us. Maximum elevation change here is 60 metres. That's 60 foot. That's at the top of the hill at turn 16. And we've seen crashes here galore. Joseph Newgarden, start of the 2020 campaign, crashed as well. So we've got to be very careful here to see what we're going to see. It's the Children's of Alabama Grand Prix Indy as they come back through. I'm hearing 3 stops, as you heard from Tom Gaymore a few moments ago. Possibility of 4 if we get cautions. So I'll go to you, Omi. How many laps until we go yellow?
I'm saying lap 1.
Oh, okay, straight away. Josh, what about you?
First 10 laps guaranteed.
Excellent. I'll agree with you both. I think we'll see at least 1 in the opening 10 laps, and I think it could be easily the opening lap of the race. Remember, no standing starts in IndyCar. It will be 2 by 2. When a green flag gets waved on the control post, we will go racing, and that is coming now. They're into the last few corners, as you can see on your driver tracker. Last corner here is turn 17. You drop down 70 metres, and the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix is under starters' orders as Romain Grosjean leads them out of the last corner. Is it all good from race control? Thumbs are up. All eyes to the flag stand where it's green flag, and away we go in Alabama. It's a good start from Grosjean. He'll keep the lead. Pato O'Ward's going to look on the inside. Alex Palou has been forced onto the grass almost. Just again gets cut off. O'Ward challenging for second position round the outside. He takes it. So O'Ward down to third. This is the crunch point at the top of the hill. Scott Dixon is under pressure as well. O'Ward's going for the lead. O'Ward round the outside down at Charlotte's Web. Can he get it? Grosjean forces him wide. Alex Pallou's going to try and take the pair of them. They're 3 wide for the lead as they go up the hill towards Ant's corner. Grosjean on the inside. O'Ward on the outside. Backs out of it. O'Ward's going to get passed by Palou as they enter the castle section of Laguna Seca. Are they all going to get through cleanly? Yes, they are. There's a lock-up further back from Simon Pagino. But a clean start. Josh Elm as well. And no caution yet.
Yeah, the big word is, that side-by-side Callum Ilott as well, but under pressure from further back. But all single file except this from David Malukas and
on Ilott.
Callum Ilott.
Ilott stuck on the inside.
Right now.
Very dangerous as he can't seem to get through. Malukas holding back. What do you make of the start then, Naomi? Clean from everybody so far.
Yeah, they all managed to survive, but obviously for the lead there was a lot of wheel-to-wheel already, and that was very exciting on the opening corners. But Grosjean, Palou and Ovid's the top 3 currently. But looks like they will single file, not going for any moves yet, but I think they're going to go for some soon, and yes, they did manage to survive the opening lap.
And Will Power looking on the inside of the 26. That is going to be Colton Herta for 11th position. And Herta past Power. Power wants that move back. It hasn't updated yet on the timing tower. There we go. Herta's 11th. Power wants it back. Can't do it as they come through the Laguna Seca section of the track, passing the Ants corner as well. And Grosjean leads by 3/10 to Palou. Then we get O'Ward, Dixon, McLaughlin, Newgarden in there too. Lundgaard, VK, Rossi, Carl Kirkwood rounds on the top 10. Herta, Power, Ericsson, Pagino, Devlin Di Francesco 15th as well on the board. Fast start to Palou on a 109.782. Should take around about 100 minutes. That's 1 hour 40 to complete this race under green flag conditions. We'll see how many cautions we get. But Grosjean leading the way. And sweet home Alabama for Romain Grosjean. He is on course at the moment to take a domination. He was fastest in qualifying, and Josh so far is looking like he could actually take it, but Palou wants it, and he's challenging them on different fuel loads as they go into Charlotte's Web. Palou's going to go for the move. Camber goes the wrong way. Palou's going to take it, and he's battling wheel to wheel. Grosjean stays on the outside line. Up we go towards Ant's corner. And Grosjean's going to keep it out. Palou's going to stay in, but goes single file. This is a gripping battle already. Already better than Formula 1, as Omi said earlier.
Yeah, it really is. Palou's going to have another look, but he's fallen a little bit too far back now, but he'll have another look later this lap, I'm sure, and he's going to have a look at it now.
Single file to this part of the track, but it leads into the last corner where we keep seeing overtakes. Omi, is Palou going to go over the top of Grosjean here? He's going every which way apart from the top.
Yeah, trying different racing lines, trying to get a better exit, and then he's going to try and challenge with a good run. You might have to go to the outside or the inside, whichever way Grosjean defends it, but it does look like Palou isn't waiting around. He wants to get this move done, but Grosjean is going to defend this the best he can as they currently go through, and I think we're just getting on board here.
And this is a replay, I believe, on board. That's McLaughlin on the inside. This is at the start of the race, so on board with the DTT down, and that spinning
Wow,
into the
it was
gravel.
a really light touch, but sent him right around and right to the back of the field. Doesn't look like he'll have damage to the race car, but track
I
position.
think that was Rosenquist, you know, guys. Right, who's gone to the back? Jack Harvey. I think getting a spin there at the
It
back.
was an orange car though, so
Rosenquist then, good. So that's put him in 25th position. Thank you, Josh. See, I couldn't identify that. It doesn't come up with who they are, so unless we spot it immediately. So there was one little spin further back in the field, but everybody is so far remaining cool, calm, and collected as we come through. Lap 4 of 90. So far, we've got a green flag. No sign of any cautions. As Romain Grosjean, fastest of all then, as we start the 5th lap, 86 to go to 109, 005 for Grosjean. A little bit of a dust being kicked up in the background. There is Newgarden. He's the one who caused the drama. You're right, with Rosenquist, who's dropped down to 23rd position now. Stingray Rob is also battled up to 20th place as well. So a little improvement. Little tiny improvements, Josh, is what we're seeing, which is what we like, but they've got to keep calm and get to the first pit stop. It's a long race here, and everyone so far, I believe, on the alternate tyre, bar McLaughlin, Newgarden, Rossi, Longard in the top 10, so alternate seems to be the key.
Yeah, they do at this current point of the race. This is Rosenquist going up the inside of number 55. That is Benjamin Pedersen. That's further back. That's the 23rd.
Omi, can Rosenquist get back up in the fuel stages if he can change his strategies? We've seen the leads battle once again between Grosjean and Palou. Can Rosenquist get back in this fight, or is it day over already?
Well, anything is possible, so that's it's definitely going to be his aim, but yeah, Palou isn't giving this one up. He's still right on the tail of Grosjean, and he's going to go for any kind of opportunity he gets. So Grosjean has to watch his mirrors, and Palou just is going to keep the pressure on and hope there is maybe a little bit of a mistake. And this circuit kind of reminds me a bit of Mugello, a challenging circuit. So I think he's going to hope that Grosjean makes a mistake. If he keeps the pressure on, then there is a bit of a chance. But Grosjean is going to try and stretch a bit clear and try and find his feet in this race. But currently almost 8/10 the gap.
First stop of the day then for NBC. They're going off. Grosjean leads. Palou second. Look at the date's not even right. There's not even Grosjean's car livery this weekend. The normal DHL replaced this weekend with Delaware Life as well. That is just for 20 this round 4 of the season, and then the 2023 Honda livery will be revealed for the Andretti squad for the Indy 500. We covered that test day live as well, so hopefully everyone enjoyed that. We all certainly did. I was watching and listening to the coverage. It was provided by IndyCar Radio with the timing screens as well. I would have commentated on it, but it was supposed to be a 2-day event, and I wasn't available on the second day. Then rain cancelled the second day, meaning I could have done the first. But we'll catch up on that when we get to the month of May as well tomorrow, and it all kicks off again. We'll have also a load of commentators coming into the commentary box for the Indy 500 as well. Now that we've got this new feature as well, we'll have our main commentary team implied, and then all other journalists coming in as well and talking during like caution breaks, pitching in from pit side. We'll give people like pit reporter roles when they're not in the main commentary box as well. That might be fun. As Omi, you said as well, a data cruncher could be something as well. Be quite fun, that.
Yep, just checking all the data and then bringing it all over. I mean, I'd definitely enjoy that, especially for the F1, because I'll just be looking at so much, all the data on the F1 live timing and the radios, and then bringing it to you all. Then
sounds brilliant as well as we'll get more pit reporters in, so that Josh isn't doing a one-man band situation. Anyway, Josh, you're more in the commentary box these days, anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, to be honest, I have kind of ranked up.
Yeah,
that's one way to say it, but been pushed up to the main commentary box, which I don't mind. Quite fun.
To be fair, that might keep you in for Miami.
If I turn up.
Yeah, if you turn up on time. I'm never going to let that live you down there. The one time our producer isn't on time, we're all here waiting to go at 8 o'clock, and 1/4 the hour, Josh turns up going, are we on yet? James Hunt move completely as well. Absolutely fantastic. I was like a mad dog. I was like, what? Yes, I need the drive tracker, please. I couldn't get it working. Omi, you saw it. I was trying to get the stream on for the iPad. It just wasn't connecting, was it? It was completely dead.
Yeah, and it's always annoying when when the race is like coming up and you just want to get everything working and you're a bit delayed, especially when you're delayed and it's not working. It's just very annoying. And obviously, I was trying to chase Josh. I DM'd him as well, but there we go. But everything worked out in the end.
I did not get a DM from you.
Welcome
Are
back.
you sure?
Well, I didn't get notifications. Anyway, back to the racing.
Welcome back to all of you listening on NBC as well who take our coverage and sync up, as I know a lot of you do. This is lap 9 of 19 of the Grand Prix of Alabama, and so far leading the way is Romain Grosjean by 1.2 seconds. O'Ward is third, Dixon fourth, McLaughlin fifth, Newgarden in 6th, VK 7th, Rossi 8th, 39th, Lundgaard in the top 10. And there's so much still close together. We've seen a few battles already attempting for these. There's been a debris there at the exit of turn 9 as well, through the little downhill section as well, like we see at the corkscrew. So we'll have to see if that needs to be changed ever so slightly. But on the inside, that we now see Scott Dixon attacking. As we ride on board. So where is Dixon? He's attacking O'Ward for 3rd place at the moment. We're right on board with the Arrow McLaren driver now, coming in the middle half of the circuit. I'm waiting for pit road to come in. Next pit stop prediction, guys. So the first one, lap 27 to 30. That's how long we're expecting before they come into the pit lane. Can we go that long without a pit stop? That's quite a length into the race. If it's a 3-stopper, taking it 27 laps is quite long. I was expecting them coming in at least lap 20. I'm doing the maths now. 30. Yeah, that means they're coming in the end. So that's a 2-stop race then, not a 3-stop race.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 27 to 30, then we'll have 57 to 60, and then the last stop of the day is going to be pushing them to the end of the race. So that's a 2-stopper, not a 1-stopper. Pit road. No, that's not pit road, but let's hear what they're going to say. Are we going down pit road? No pit reporters there as we listen to McLaughlin coming through. Yeah, we were waiting to hear from pit road. They weren't there.
If we're going to be able to get the win,
and now
we could have a little bit more, but I do feel good. I've been enjoying this weekend. I like this track.
Okay, I think now Lee Diffie is just explaining what the pit reporter was telling him in his ears, because their mics aren't working down there as well. So we'll hopefully have communications with pit lane restored shortly. 80 laps to go then. Lap 11 of the Grand Prix of Alabama, closing up to 9 p.m. here in the UK. It was 20 minutes to. It's 8:42. Just clicked over as well. Grosjean leads. Palou, O'Ward, Dixon, McLaughlin, Newgarden, VK, Rossi, Herder, Lundgaard, and opening 10 laps, guys. No safety car. So we got that one. They've all behaved themselves bar a spin for Rosenquist.
Yeah. So, well, Okay, I was expecting some more chaos in there, but, well, it looks like they're all behaving themselves, at least in the early stages, but I think it's going to kick off more towards the end, with more pit stops coming in, and I think we're going to get a lot of chaos then.
Pit road, finally.
Get the lead if they could, and then save fuel. When they did not get the lead, Kevin, they slowed way down, but you can expect those 3 stoppers to come in about 2 laps.
And I think it was a similar plan for Pato O'Ward right behind there in that Arrow McLaren car. You saw how aggressive he was at the start. I think if he got to the front, he was going to try to dictate the pace and do a 3-stopper. Now he's been talking about it's a good number. This is our long stint. By the way, also, he's been warned, hey, that's Scott Dixon behind you. You might want to keep an eye on him because he's not real happy with you.
We told you that story at the top of the race. That carries over from 2 weeks ago at the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach when there was a collision between those two. Ultimately, it was the beginning of a snowball effect that ended Scott Dixon's race, and the 6-time champ none too happy. Let's take you inside the Arrow McLaren team. Have a little bit of a listen with some spy cam.
There, I'll try to watch your back for Dixon into turn 12. You're doing good right now, bud.
To radio now. Okay.
On the radio, they're just saying, hey, I'll keep an eye on Dixon for you.
Yeah, well, where is Dixon? He's about 4 tenths back, 5 at max. Yeah, 0.546. So Dixon can still get up there, and they've met before. Remember what happened at Long Beach the last time they came together? O'Ward dive bombing on the inside, and Dixon crashing into the wall. Josh, we were there that day. It was O'Ward's fault, and now they're together on the track again. Revenge is what they said in the pre-show, and it could happen.
Yeah, it really could happen. Don't put it out of the question today. They're quite close, and Dixon's definitely going to have a go, but McLaughlin also.
He's right there, isn't he?
Right behind Dixon, so it's going to be a matter. Could it be a three-way battle in the next couple of laps? Yes.
Benjamin Peterson and Cecilia Ferrucci and David Malukas have all been into the pit lane, so they're the first of the 3 stoppers. Omi, it's not like American drivers to hold grudges, is it? I mean, IndyCar do it, NASCAR do it famously. They're going to have to be a bit careful out here today, aren't they?
Yeah. So currently closing in the gap between both of them, other than Dixon. So we might be seeing maybe an attack by Dixon. And McLaughlin also will be behind as well.
Newgarden pits, so does Rosenquist and Stingray Robb. So they've come down pit lane for the first time. So they're on a 3-stopper. Let's head down pit road.
See the Chevys kind of come early here, especially the Team Penske cars. You might see the McLaren cars follow suit. Newgarden was asked about that right rear. He said it's not ideal, but I can live with it for the rest of the day. You see those alternate tires going on, sticker alternates for Joseph Newgarden, Kevin.
The plan had been a 2-stopper and try to save for Felix Rosenquist, but it now go as fast as you want to go. He had already gotten by 4 more cars. He comes in. He's done with the alternates, if he likes, on primary Firestones and Shell Fuel. Rosenquist back out.
Hey, Marty, I'm a little surprised to see Newgarden come in on blacks. I would have thought that would be the stint to run long on.
Yeah, and I think that was the thought originally, you know, and I've got to wonder if this suspension damage has something to do with it. No caution at the start as well, Townsend, which the Chevy teams kind of needed. But remember, it's going to depend on how well Newgarden's car handles, but they used this strategy last year. They were in a perfect spot. Looked like they were going to win the race and strategy-wise until the caution came out and caught them out. So Newgarden trying to play that same play in the playbook this year.
Alexander Rossi's coming in as well, as we're on board with him. So I'll wait to see if they head down pit road once again. Kevin Lee is down there.
Alexander Rossi really liked his car this morning in the warm-up. Keep in mind, this is his first road course appearance for this team. So while he's been on the streets, it's a little bit different. He was cautiously optimistic they were going to be good. Feels better as the weekend goes along, and he can go hard on the clean track, try to make up some time, and hope it stays green at the right times.
Guys, I wonder.
Yeah, well, that's the question, isn't it, John? Will it stay green at the correct time? Because we've seen several times before that they're just going to get the unlucky caution, and it all changes by the click of a finger or barrier being hit as well, or car stuck in the gravel. We do tend to run caution-free for quite a long time in this track, however. Only opening lap cautions seem to be brought out. So he stands a good chance here of making the strategy work.
Yeah, good chance. They have 6.8 for Rossi and Daly went in as well for an 8.6. There's someone
McLaughlin.
that, yeah, would be McLaughlin going in for the pits now.
Will Power in as well, so they're going to come in from 11th and 12th position at the moment. To go down pit road.
We have a couple of different options. It depends on what happens in front of me. He said, what I definitely want is I want it to stay green. That increases things. It's going to increase the entertainment of this race. So McLaughlin, who started on primaries, unlike those around him, is back out. Will Power, who started more towards the mid-pack, is also out. By the way, he told us yesterday in qualifying they're ready for an engine change. It's a little bit down on power just because it's not as fresh as some others. He's going to try to do what he can and just salvage some points today.
A lot of teams change.
Obi coming to you. Power coming out there on sticker reds. So he's got the opposite way. He's going to have more grip in the second half of the race. But is it going to be mainly about fuel saving? What do you think?
Always the element that so they're gonna have to save fuel as well, and a lot of different elements obviously where they're going to be pushing but also having to save. So it's going to be interesting what kind of approach the drivers go into it and into their current stints. But currently 8 tenths between Grosjean and Palau as well, the top two in this one, and then we have Howard Dixon as well.
Let's head over to Tom Gamewell then for a second. He's got an update on Sky.
Stopper, I think on the formation lap he was clutching it, and out front you're going to try and get the two-stopper done. I'm surprised that we haven't seen Palou, maybe O'Ward having a good look at it, but it's the Team Penske cars that have blinked. Okay, Rosenquist further back as well, and one or two others, but Penske all committing to the three-stopper. That's quite rare. You would expect them maybe to split the strategy in-house, but they're all committing to that. And now it's a game of cat and mouse in terms of the cautions. Having a look at what those runners are doing in clean air. They haven't had their first fly yet. And when will these cautions come, if they do come? That is the big question mark as we go on board with Callum Ilott in the Junkers Hollinger car. He's chasing down Devlin Di Francesco. Devlin's had a good start to this race. He's made a fair few passes already. And you can kind of guess the three stoppers before that with the overtake as well. Those front runners have barely used their overtake. And we saw that at Long Beach in the latter stages. The runners saving the fuel right at the end of that Long Beach Grand Prix. They just couldn't touch their overtake, their push to pass, if you like. And that's very much the same here for the front runners out front as we ride on board with your race leader looking back at Alex Palou in that green machine and Pato O'Ward at the moment. Their lap time still holding on.
Yeah, just about as well, but Newgarden's got the fastest lap of the race, a 1:08.244 as well. So, Romain Grosjean leads, just got a second on push to pass. They've both used similar, we can see on our screens. Romain Grosjean's used 195, got 195 left, Palou's got 194 left. Welcome back to those of you on NBC as we are into the middle half of the race, 72 laps to go. Let's have a look at Scott Dixon, hometown of Auckland, New Zealand. 42 years old, 15th season racing with Honda. They're the most successful IndyCar driver, 41 Honda-powered wins. 4 of 6 series championships won with Honda power as well. And Dixon currently running in 4th position. Why we're going in for that, I don't actually know. Maybe it would help if I could actually hear the commentary from them to see if they're going to say anything. Okay, Josh. Race update then. They're going to go as long as possible. We've seen several drivers commit to 3 stoppers, but the top 18 all going for, it looks like a 2-stopper. That's a big risk here at Alabama.
Yeah, really is. There's a good 4-second gap between 4th and 5th. That's Dixon and Venus VK. Yes, Venus VK in his 50th race up in 5th there with Colton Herder. And Christian Lundgaard up in 7th. And of course, Carl Kirkwood up in 8th. Can now say He is an Indy Grand Prix winner.
Yeah, victory last time out on the streets of Long Beach. As we look at Colton Herter on the board there. Omi, just coming to you. What did you make of Long Beach then? It was a bit of a quiet race really for IndyCar standards, but it was great for Kyle Kirkwood. He had a brilliant time in California.
Yep. Yeah, as you said, a bit more quiet, but still, I would still say better than the F1 race today. So I keep referring to that, don't I?
You just say the Q word.
Only in terms of Long Beach, not this race. This race is actually quite interesting. But yeah, Long Beach was today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We tried to make exciting. It was tense, but it was another boring one. That's only one race this year has been exciting, and that was Australia. And the middle part of that was boring as well. Right, radio, what's happened? With Scott Dixon coming into the braking zone of the corkscrew. He's just dropped down a bit. Not good there. As he's flying through. Jean in the lead of the race with Pelot second. And Award in third position as well. As we swing back on. 70 laps to go here. As we see again, that's around the outside. It's a brave, risky call coming. As Herter under pressure. Move on the inside, and Herter passed on the board by Christian Lundgaard. Coming out of Charlotte's Web on the outside manoeuvre. Lundgaard, I think, I think Lundgaard is an upcoming star in IndyCar as well. What have you made of it? Because, of course, he came from Formula 2.
Yep, watched a lot of him in Formula 2, so, yep. So, yeah, I think he's a future star of IndyCar, so I think more to come from him, so really looking forward to see what he can do, obviously, the next few races as well. So, Lundgaard is an exciting driver currently in IndyCar, so really we got to keep an eye on him to see his progress.
As they come back through then, let's ride with Christian Lundgaard, which we have been. 125 mile an hour. This is through the first half of the track. It's turn 1 and 2. Just touching the throttle, over 100 again. Third gear as you rise up, 40 meters above the level. And break down. As a move again. That's Lundgaard now getting further and further in the field, passing VK. Was Herter under pressure again from Kyle Kirkwood. Kirkwood goes through. VK being passed by Lundgaard. 2 moves in the space of a few corners. Lockout for Lundgaard. Goes a little bit too deep at the bottom of the track. Just keeps it together. Not bad at all there. A bit worried actually it was going to be a bit more chaotic than that, but it all sort of worked out with itself.
Yep, it's been great for Lundgaard making 2 passes, but not good for Herter at all currently. So
10 seconds back, isn't he, in 8th position, so he's really losing out on time. As the action continues, Grosjean 1.4 seconds ahead. They still haven't pitted. That's why the race is sort of in 2 halves at the moment, because half the field have not come into the pit. They lost that comparison then. Grosjean 109 on lap 19, Lundgaard 110. Then they both did 110s on lap 20, but Grosjean was 2 tenths quicker. And he was still 3 tenths quicker on the last lap. So Grosjean's flying out there. That's why the gap's increasing to 1.5 seconds. So Pelot not doing well at all. And now the gap 1.6 seconds. Grosjean, come on. Keep it under control. As Marcus Ericsson touching wheels with Colton Herter coming out of Charlotte's Web. And Ericsson muscles his way through. Omi, for an Indy 500 champion, Ericsson still races like he's in Formula 1.
Yep, Ericsson getting the move done, and aggressive stuff down there. We're getting it done, but as you said, I think obviously when more of the drivers come in, I think that's when we're going to get more overtaking, and the race gets a bit more interesting when we see the other drivers who haven't made a pit stop yet come in. So it's currently except Herter just dropping down. It's pretty much quiet for the top drivers currently in the race, but yeah, Herter losing a lot currently.
Pit road.
30 like you want me to. I think the mistake was getting up behind VK and really trying to press and get by, and all of a sudden you lose downforce on the car. You're in dirty air. you ask the tires to handle most of the grip as opposed to the downforce, and then you abuse those tires and you just don't get them back after that.
Meanwhile, let's not forget about the race leader. The Delaware Life Honda of Romain Grosjean is comfortably 1.5 seconds out in front.
Yeah, he is, as they go to outbreak once again. Let's go over to Tom.
Out in front, but lapping about a second slower than the likes of Joseph Newgarden, who have stopped on the Reds. Now, the big question mark for Colton Herta is you're in no man's land now if you haven't committed to the 3-stopper and you fall off a cliff on this alternate tyre, because he's still 5 laps shy from having a chance of making the 2-stopper work. So that's why they're desperate to ask him, as that's a move there. Carl Kirkwood putting on
Passing VK.
VK's another one that's...
Yeah, VK's under pressure immediately though. Marcus Ericsson on the inside to turn 1. VK losing a position once again on the inside line. Yeah, this is just amazing stuff then, as VK continuing to push hard, but losing a veil. I think, Omi, VK is going to continue dropping, so I hope Synthel's not watching, although he's on holiday in Greece, but now he's about to be passed again as at the inside her to get a move made on him now. Can't tell who that's by, actually. Pagano, thank you, Tom. Pagano passing Herta. So they're making over positions now, so Pagano goes through on the inside line. Let's return to Tom, because we lost track cameras.
Just hearing that Newgarden, well, there is Newgarden in the background. Newgarden's caught up to this group. So that's going to be interesting. There he is. So let's have a look at that Penske Chevy.
Yeah, he's caught there, right
he can
up.
find a way past. He needs to try and find a way past Callum Ilott. He's found a way past Graham Rahal. That's how.
And he's going to get him. Newgarden dives on the inside line, gets past Callum Ilott with absolute ease as well. So this is still going on in the middle half of the race. Thank you. As they come back through, and now Herta, Josh, is the next victim coming up. And so is one of the McLarens.
Yeah, there's that is the PPG of Joseph Newgarden chasing
Gonna get him.
Devlin Di Francesco there, and going up the inside.
Into Charlotte.
There does Newgarden, quite an easy move for that was 11.
And Ilott's going to try and go round the outside as well and try and slip back through. Not going to work out. NBC missing the best part of the race. Ilott's coming in with all he's got. And again, a little slide there as well. This is unbelievable stuff as well. But unfortunate for Devlin Di Francesco to slip down the field once again, as we are on lap number 27 of this race. I think we are. Are we on lap 20? Are we on lap 26?
26.
The lap count is correct for the first time in history. The timing tower's lap counter is correct. It's never correct. Well, okay. It's lap 26. 64 laps to go, though. Here in Alabama. And this music's really doing my head in my ears as well. NBC cannot broadcast a race properly, honestly. They just like to play music everywhere. Pit road, got anything? No, not yet. Action going on again. Get off the helicopter cameras and show us the goddamn racing. We need to see it on the inside line because we can't actually see anything while they mess around. We haven't got the timing tower either. Newgarden making moves left, right and centre. That's him passing, I believe, Renus VK. Not that the TV pictures would show it, because they can't do anything. NBC is a load of rubbish. And look, we've got cars going left, right, and centre. Left, right, that's one of the McLarens making up as Herta pits. Herta coming in. So he's got through and he's had enough. So I'm trying to see.
As well.
Yeah, so they're all coming in. Omi, what did you say when I said about NBC?
Well, it's quite annoying because we're getting so much action currently on the circuit, but well, I don't think they really care about it. So, yep, into the pits.
Let's go down.
10/10 for the entire race rather than fuel saving as we saw Colton Herta. He had to bail Marty a couple laps shy of what he wanted.
I mean, begging to come in. Coming in early on the two-stop window side. He gets those primary tires, those fresh primary tires, waiting on fuel a little bit. Herta leads, so this will open the window for the two-stoppers.
And Newgarden going round the outside of Simon Pagenaud as well, so that gets that done. So Newgarden passing Pagenaud for 8th position now in this Grand Prix of Alabama. This is just insane.
picked from 5th.
So now we're beginning to see, what is it, 28, yeah, to 30. This is the opportunity for a two-stopper. If you want it to come in and the drivers are deciding, yep, tyres were good, fuel was good, we'll do a two-stop race if possible, and suffer the consequences later. Pit road once again.
Lundgaard is in, and now they are going to put on their alternate reds, the fresh set, so that will suffice for their day. Gets those primaries off there. He was the only one in that top dozen who was running in the primaries. Also on reds in that first group, going backwards though, was Rinus VK, and so now they will go to their Firestone primary tires. VK was only complaining about the loss of speed based on the degradation on that first set.
Several other drivers coming in as well.
Released is the Bitnile Chevy.
Yeah, Harvey in. Ilon in 2. And so is Rahul, VK and Lundgaard, as we know. So several cars down pit lane on that run. Still not pitting. Grosjean, or any of the top 6 actually. Now they are. O'Ward comes in. Dixon comes in. We'll stay on the battle screen because it's easier to see as well with the driver tracker in operation. Hold tyres for position.
These in-laps and out-laps are what it's all about in these sequences. And Colton Herta a little bit wide there in turn 5 as Pato O'Ward and Scott Dixon are in the pit.
Not only Dixon, O'Ward, Kirkwood, Pagenaud, Armstrong, definitely Francesco, Castro's in. Pit lane.
Getting to the lap he needed, 29. He's going to primaries this time. Marty, there's Scott Dixon right around him.
Working lap 30, Scott Dixon comes in and admitted, boy, those alternates were a handful. Look at that, 3 turns of front wing going to the primaries for Dixon. He feels like this has been their strength the entire weekend. Watch him on this run.
And Dixon's come out side by side, and O'Ward's got ahead of him coming out of the pit lane. They were damaging each other once again. Fantastic stuff between these two as they come back. And now Dixon's got a lot of time lost. And now we're seeing the action as that is the 19.
Rose on pits in the lead, and so does Pillow.
And that's going to release Marcus Ericsson into it as well. So who they come out ahead? We can't work it out on the timing screen as to who they've come out alongside because it hasn't actually got anything here. So we need a visual leaderboard. And it can't even keep up with that.
Ericsson as well, Josh.
So Ericsson in 2, so the top 3 are hitting pit lane. Dixon's under pressure from the back of Christian Lundgaard as well. Waiting for pit lane, surely here they are.
And the leaders are in.
That's for position. Here is Grosjean.
29 laps in the books. Romain Grosjean has led every one of them so far. Those primary tires going on. Alex Palou at the front end of pit road going to primaries as well. We'll see the race here. Look at that. A long stop for the 10. Ericsson also in. And Grosjean with a good jump here on pit road.
That's amazing. Bad stop for Alex Palou. Great stop for Romain Grosjean. Gets out crucially though. Just ahead of Pato O'Ward, who stopped a minute ago, but cold tires doesn't matter. O'Ward trying to go through on the inside at the top of the hill, and he's taken him. O'Ward goes through, and again, Palou can do absolutely nothing as we come into turn 5 at Charlotte's Web. Dixon on the back as well. There's the Spider at the back, and they're all trying to push, but it's to no avail. Lundgaard on the back to a Dixon. Palou in the middle. I don't know about you, but we haven't had a timing tower for the past 5 laps. We can't even work out what's going on. It's like an old school 90s race. What a couple of laps, Omi.
Yeah, and my thing is basically frozen, so I have absolutely no information currently on what's going on as well. So it's kind of like I'm just having to work out what's even going on. I'm just having to look at the cameras and work on what's going on here.
It's quite rare that we have more information on the TV pictures, but Dixon, who's trying to go on the inside, so Stingray Robs come into the pit lane too. Brilliant move from Lundgaard. Wow. At the inside of the last corner, caught Dixon by surprise. The youngster teaching the old dog new tricks in the last corner. Fabulous move. That's move of the season right there. dive bomb so late in the day, and neither of them making contact. Brilliant from Lundgaard. What do you make of that one, Josh?
An absolutely incredible move from Christian Lundgaard there. Up to 10th. Let's have a look at it again.
That was simply poetic. It even made Dixon twitch. Omi, that was brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic. What a move. You can just see, found the inside line, got the position, and that is just great. And maximising, obviously trying a different line, worked out, and he's got the move done. And I don't think he's done yet. I think he wants to do more overtaking here, Josh.
Yeah, he's on the back of Alex Palou, coming to the top of the hill. Newgarden leads, McLaughlin second, then we get Rossi third, Power fourth, Rosenquist fifth. As Palou shuts the door. That's going to give a little bit of a problem there for Lundgaard because he's going to have to readjust where he's going. Sky have gone to an ad break, but we are still riding with them. And so is NBC. Sorry, NBC's gone to an ad break, not Sky. We don't go to ad breaks on Sky. But Lundgaard closing in. Oh, look, now our timing tower's working.
Yay, here we go.
Had to go to an ad break to get it, but it's there. Right, yeah, actually, they go to an ad break, our timing tower works. They've been a bit idiotic there. Newgarden, McLaughlin, Rossi, Power, Rosenquist, Grosjean down to 6th, Maluka 7th. Then we get O'Ward, Palou, Lundgaard, Dixon, Kirkwood, Ferrucci, Daly, Ericsson, the top 15. And everybody has now stopped. So Newgarden, Josh, has come out as the leader of the race after the first stops, and he's on alternative tyres.
Yeah, and I think the reason that NBC have gone to an ad break, and there goes the timing tower again for a replay, but that's up the
Malukas.
inside David Malukas on Roman Grosjean. I believe that's at turn 5 at Charlotte's Web. But
that's for position.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's for position. Yeah. And Grosjean just held off around the outside line at Charlotte, but Malukas tried to get through on the inside. Don't tempt Grosjean because you'll end up in a barrier. As you don't anger the beast, but fierce racing between the two. The Grosjean never backed out there, Omi. Not once did he pull back on the steering wheel.
Yeah, didn't back out of it, and yeah, he kept hold of the position. So, a good choices. Momentarily, I don't even know what we cut to momentarily. I thought it was Ed, but then I just realised.
I think it was Connor Daly as well that we're going to be seeing in a minute with a new feature when we come back off ad break, which is always nice. As the young racing continues. Can't ever watch a motor race, can we, with NBC? We always have to watch about 1,000 mini documentaries mid-race and miss everything that's happening. Nothing but commercials is what many people call NBC. As we come back through. CBS has got a much more ruder name as well. Fox has got something as well. I can't remember. Something with a xylophone, I believe, coming through. A little bit of a lock-up. Let's go back over to NBC, see what this thing was about.
Children of Alabama treats patients from every county in Alabama and nearly every state. In the lead-up to today's race, the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, Pato Award Marcus Ericsson visited patients at the Children's of Alabama. Pato and Marcus played Hot Wheels, signed posters, even painted cars with the young fans. And each child accompanying an IndyCar driver has a connection to Children's of Alabama and represents over 600,000 kids that are treated at Children's of Alabama every year. Great to see the driver involvement. Great to see the kids here.
Fantastic. It's the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. That is their title. The Medical Properties Trust as well. It's their name on the event. They've sponsored it. It's on everything I look at up here in the commentary box as well. Their logo actually at the top of my data timing sheets here. There you are. As well on the pit lane maps, on the driver trackers and everything else we have up here. So it's a wonderful charity, and if you're in America, and especially if you're in Alabama, consider donating. Well worth it. Lap 36 of 90. Oh, and that was McLaughlin running something over in the middle of the track. Did anyone else spot that? Looked a little bit too much. So the top three are on a 2-stop race. The top three on a 3-stop race. That's Grosjean, Award, Palou. They're on a 2-stop. The rest are on a 3-stop. That's Newgarden, McLaughlin, and Rossi. Well, we knew that because we worked out because they're on alternative tyres. Throw in Will Power in that mix as well. Pit road.
Second gap at the moment And you got to think, for the entire race, Joseph can drive a ferocious pace if he wants to, even when these pit cycles happen. All those two-stoppers are still going to have to be conserving fuel.
So that's the number to watch, the delta between Newgarden and Grosjean for right now. Newgarden needs to grow that to about 30 seconds on this stint.
Oh, you see Newgarden there, just had to catch his PPG Chevy. Here's a replay from a couple of laps ago.
this.
David Malukas in the red, black, and white HMD Motorsports with Dale Coyne Racing Honda up against the man who has led 30 laps here today, Romain Grosjean. This was close between the two Honda drivers at turn 5.
Didn't happen there, but David Malukas does get him later and is now running in front on the three-stop strategy.
But that's important for Grosjean's team to remind him, hey, they're on a completely different strategy. They have to do it on pace. Don't get too caught up in defending here. Grosjean got caught up in defending right there, James.
He sure did, but David Malukas now down into turn 5. A little bit further alongside this time. Maybe a little bit of
That was a show of force.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened there last year late in the race? Grosjean and Graham Rahal got into it and hit not once, but twice. By the way, young David Malukas, Little Dave as he's now known, is running in the top 10 in the NTT IndyCar Series Championship points in his second year of competition.
Oh, look at that.
Teammates have swapped positions. McLaughlin gets ahead of Joseph Newgarden. And
Oh, now that is big, as well as we've lost the driver tracker temporarily. There we go. But McLaughlin and now Rossi and Newgarden, and that's why they swapped over, because into the pits comes Newgarden. Scotty Mack hits the lead for the first time today, Omi. And now, can he keep it? That's the question, as we see Newgarden do a green flag pit stop. And now he's on alternatives. He's going for a three-stopper now. He's locked in.
Yep, lots of different strategies going on, so a very interesting race still, and even though we might not be getting as much wheel-to-wheel currently, a lot of strategy-wise, it's a very interesting race, so it still could go anyone's way, as we are having a look at a replay currently.
McLaughlin that's the driver swap, yeah. So that was Newgarden saying, I'm going into the pits. McLaughlin, mate, you take the lead. We'll play this game together. But I'll tell you what, Josh, this is going to be good news for Will Power. Oh, we got a car off the track. That's going to cause caution. Oh, and McLaughlin's pitted. Stingray Rob has stopped on the circuit. And the top 4 have come into the pit lane as well. They've probably seen it. They know it's going to be a caution. They want a free pit stop. And this is going to, A, cost them, and B, not cost them at the same time. They're coming down pit road. No sign of the yellow yet, but it's going to come. Green flag pit stops will cost. Malukas in 2. Let's go down pit road.
Did the three-stop strategy car. Will it play in their favor today?
As we watch them come in, Scott McLaughlin, by the way, right before he passed Joseph Newgarden, was told, this is working, trying to explain the strategy to the drivers too. He said, we need to pick up another 8 seconds to make this work out to a win. McLaughlin out first, then Rossi in this group. Power follows.
Yep, several cars coming down. No sign yet of the caution as Grosjean retakes the lead. And if the yellow comes out now, they'll come in for fuel at least and extend the stint. Malukas, Ferrucci, Daly in 2. No yellow though, Josh. This is very, very odd for it. There we go. Just as I said, full course caution has come out for the first time today, and now pit stops come in. Yellow flag pit stops as well. This is the big news as they come through. They're not going to lose too many positions as they all escape pit road one at a time.
Yeah, there's the yellow flag, but someone's had a massive lock-up on the entry into the pit lane.
Very weird, that one. We can see it flashing on our monitors as they come in. Full course yellow, though, has to come out. And I think I was right, Omi, but they took a minute and a half to decide that. A full lap almost. Full lap and a half, actually, to decide that was going to come out.
Yep, took very long with that decision, but it took 39 laps for the first caution, so I'll say pretty well behaved so far, but obviously it doesn't look like, I think it's just something mechanical looks like there as well, so well, first full course caution of the day.
And it's coming at halfway in the race, so we've had 40 laps. Won't go green until at least lap 45, which means yellows breed yellows. We'll have a 2-horse race here. They'll take this opportunity as well to clean the track up a little bit, because offline is full of marbles. It looks like a chocolate cake's been dropped on the floor as well with the amount of rumbles. Look at it. It's absolutely massive at the top of the hill as well. If you go offline, it'll go straight off the circuit. So they're going to be on it to get that. As soon as we go to a break, we'll hear from Tom Gaymore as he'll be filming of everything. Full course yellow is out though. And nobody diving into the pits just yet. I think it's closed at the moment, isn't it? But the IndyCar app not yet completely synced up with iPads at the moment, because they had a perfectly good app, didn't they, Josh? And then they wrecked it at the start of the year for absolutely no reason. Yeah. Pit road. Oh, no.
What?
Okay, no. No pit road, but top 5, Romain Grosjean, Scott McLaughlin, Pato O'Ward, Alex Palou, Christian Lundgaard as well. We're under caution. Let's go to Tom Gaymore.
I've just tweeted, Christmas has come early for Team Penske and Scott McLaughlin. It's not over for the two stoppers, though, because this caution bringing them into a bit of a window. But for Scott McLaughlin, he's going to have fresh boots and no fuel save. But for for Romain Grosjean ahead of him, well, he last stopped 10 laps ago, and he's going to have to fuel save. And of course, he's on the black. Scott McLaughlin is on the red. So expect Scott McLaughlin to get ahead of Romain Grosjean, make easy work. Now, where else did we see Romain Grosjean and Scott McLaughlin fighting for the lead? Long Beach earlier, not Long Beach, St. Petersburg, of course, earlier on in the year, and we all know what happened there. Well, they're going to have their knees and elbows out because McLaughlin is going to want track position, and he has to push, he has to pass Grosjean. Romain Grosjean, well, how hard does he fight Scott McLaughlin? He's very much focused on the strategy. That's his strength. That's what he's got in the armory, his strategy. But how is this race going to play out? That is the big question mark. It's not over for those two stoppers. Thanks for everybody who's getting in touch on Twitter at Tom Gaymore using the Sky IndyCar hashtag. Douglas Walker saying, could you remind me, does IndyCar use tyre warmers? No, they don't, and that's what makes IndyCar awesome, because on the out laps, if you've gone for the undercut, it's really, really tricky to keep cars behind you. Rosie Morgan saying, which pronunciation am I going with, Birmingham or Birmingham? The UK way. Well, I think I have to go with the latter. Dave saying Lundgaard's overtake was beautiful. Yeah, I think that was the move of the race. It was reminiscent of Pato O'Ward's move last year down into Charlotte's Web around the outside. That was a mighty move, and I think Lundgaard as well today with the move of the race into that final corner on Scott Dixon. Of course, you've got to wake up pretty early in the morning to get one over on Scott Dixon. Christian Lundgaard did just that.
So we're waiting for footage that hasn't come back yet, but welcome back. We're under full course caution here at the Grand Prix of Alabama at Barber Motorsports Park. It is 49 laps to go. We've completed 41 of 90. By the time we go green, more than likely it'll be past halfway. So we are going to be having a 2-half race, and a lot of action is coming your way. Don't go anywhere here in Alabama. It's going to be absolutely fantastic.
13th time.
Nope. Okay. Thought we were going to hear from the pit road there. We're not going to. As well, pit road. Marty Schneider.
By the way, we just got official word before we came on the air. Biggest crowd they've seen in some 10 years here for this IndyCar race, which is phenomenal in this Children's of Alabama Grand Prix. At this stage, 49 to go. And it's anyone's, and it's up for anyone to play for. And you've got two very different stories at the front of the field with Romain Grosjean defending. He's been out there a lot longer than the recently pitted Scott McLaughlin. McLaughlin on the softer red compound tyres, and he's going to be going on maximum attack. Let's talk more about the three. Here's Kevin Lee.
And not only do fans need to be kept abreast of the strategies, drivers too. Let's listen to 3 radio.
He's still going to save fuel, you said? We're both on a one stopper, but this helps him, but he's still going to have to save fuel. We do not have to save any fuel. Having said that,
Will did run the used red and was plenty fine on him for that whole stint.
There you go. That sets up for big Scotty Mack.
Does indeed, but we're coming back to green flag running, everybody, as we come out of the last corner. So, 42 will be 43, 48 to go, crossing the line. Green flag again here in Alabama. Grosjean leads, McLaughlin second, and we're going to have a run down towards turn number 1. No. Award third, Palou fourth, Lundgaard in fifth. And everyone having a clean restart. Very late call for the pace car to come in there, actually, Josh. It caught everybody by surprise, even the drivers. They had to warm the tyres coming out of the last 2 corners. A bit risky there. Race control again, leaving it too late. Oh, and Palou on the inside. He's under pressure with...
Side by side.
Oh, there's a little touch.
Lundgaard locks up.
Palou goes wide, and Lundgaard's going to go through despite locking up, and he takes it. Palou making the error. It's going to force him off the track a little bit. Lundgaard goes through. I'll let you continue, Josh.
Yeah, that was a good move from Lundgaard despite the lock-up. Nice switch back there. Maybe he locked it up a little bit, maybe a little bit on purpose so he could get locked up, switched around even quicker. But because Palou went wide, if he had continued around the outside, then Lundgaard would have been pushed wide by Palou. But yeah, coming up, and McLaughlin looking on Grosjean for the lead, maybe into turn 1.
Yeah, Omi, is it possible? Can McLaughlin get ahead of Grosjean? Is Roman going to defend everything coming in to turn 1? Because he's wanted this lead back since he lost it at the round of pit stops.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see. McLaughlin's going to try different racing lines. He's going to try something different to Grosjean to give him a better run, to give him an opportunity to take this. But Grosjean, I think, is going to go defensive. And you can see he's placing the car towards the outside. He's going to have a go here, Josh.
Yep. McLaughlin's going to try and hung around the outside. Grosjean goes defensive. McLaughlin's going to get the cut back as Grosjean goes across the rumble strips out of Charlotte's Web up towards Ant's corner. And then we're going to make a move. No, they're not. As we come down through the S section, Grosjean locks up. He's going to go wide. McLaughlin takes the better acceleration exit. And nothing going on there. But it's so tight between them now. They really are struggling to see who can actually stay ahead, because you get one bit of luck, then you lock up in the next corner. It's that type of track. You lose time constantly, but there's beginning to break away already. 1.5 seconds to O'Ward in third. Top 2 beginning to fight now in the second half of the race. 45 laps on the board, 45 to go. We're halfway in the Grand Prix of Alabama. Where's McLaughlin going to pass, Omi? Where do you think is the opportunity? I'm saying down to Charlotte's Web is the best.
Well, yeah, I kind of have to agree with you. I think that's his best chance as well there. So, but he's going to try anywhere he can. Once again, going to try different racing lines. He's going to try maybe a move wherever he can to the outside or the inside, wherever works out. But he is currently applying the pressure on Grosjean, so he's not letting this one slide. And he really wants this. You can see he really wants this with how close he is staying. And over these curves, he is really putting the pressure on, and Grosjean will be feeling it. So McLaughlin is going to try maybe soon.
Yeah, Josh, this is going to be fun. Clean restart. Yellows didn't breed yellows here today, but I doubt that'll be the last one we see. We'll get somebody else stopping on the circuit to bring out a yellow.
Yeah, not the... won't be the last yellow, I think. McLaughlin trying to catch up to the back of Grosjean. Now just coming across the line to start lap 46. There we go. And Roman Grosjean, 5th gear through turn 1. But normal for the IndyCars. Yeah. Just trying to extend that gap as much as we can and not let Scott McLaughlin in second cap back up.
Pit road watching as Michael Andretti getting a bit tense, bit nervous there as well. He doesn't want anything to go wrong here today. He's got a shot at Roman Grosjean winning an IndyCar race, but McLaughlin is all over the back of him in the Team Penske. Andretti versus Penske. Tale as old as time. As we cut back now as well, as that's a bit of a... Is that Pedersen as well? He's in 25th. Yes, it is. Pedersen trying to pass Rahal, is it? Surely not on the one cure. Yes, it is. 22nd for Rahal. Pedersen 23rd. Going to try to go around the outside right now. Rahal shutting the door and every opportunity. Didn't realise they'd fallen that far back in the field. Just letting him play the game. Letting him play the game, they're being told over the radio. As they swing back through. On to lap 47. 44 laps to go here at the Grand Prix of Alabama.
How much do you like, from a driver's standpoint, how much do you like that voice in your head coaching you along the way?
I love it. Super helpful. Super helpful. You got to think we're only just past halfway. So Kyle Moyer in the year Scott McLaughlin saying, hey, look, don't panic. Plenty of time to go. And he's absolutely right.
Because what Kyle Moyer knows that McLaughlin probably doesn't is exactly what lap Grosjean pitted on, exactly what they might be saying on the radio to Grosjean, exactly how many laps are on those tires. He has so much information, Moyer does, as you see him there on the timing stand, that he can make a calm, calculated decision. When you're driving an IndyCar around this racetrack at 10/10ths, it's all-consuming. It's really hard to take a big-picture viewpoint. And if you trust your strategist, you do exactly what they tell you to do.
Kyle Moyer is synonymous with Team Penske, but he was at Andretti Autosport before he joined Penske. This is Helio Castro Neves having a wild ride, exiting turn 1 before rejoining the racing surface. Oh, who was he right in front of there?
Oh.
Back out on track, and it is
Santino
Santino Ferrucci right there.
Graham Rahal on the inside of Connor Daly. Side by side through turn 5. Oh, a little bit of an oversteer there for Graham, and it fires.
And Rahal going, that's why Rahal dropped so far back down the track. I was wondering why he was almost in the barrier as well. That was completely sideways. As I think it was his fault, actually. It was on the inside line. That's VK getting past.
Yep, you don't want to find the wall. Oh, a bit of contact there.
That's VK getting forced wide. I suppose why he's dropped down the field as well into 17th position. So basically, want to make a move here, get your elbows out. That seems to work jolly nice here in for IndyCar. That 48. And it's Grosjean, McLaughlin, O'Ward, Longard, Pillai in the top 5. And a race that's had one caution so far. Not much action to reveal, but the month of May is coming up soon, and that's going to be absolutely epic as well. We'll be live for qualifying as well, and the race from the Grand Prix of Indianapolis on the road course, and then every single practice, every bit of qualifying, all laps of the 500 will be live this year as we go with a multimedia event teaming up with Grid Network as well, and USRN will be doing update shows on the Grid Network every evening that will play the following day as well in the coverage of the 500, so you won't miss anything throughout. We've got all sorts planned as well. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. As wide, another car going off. That, I believe, is Carl Kirkwood making a bit of an error. Castroneves dropping down too. Yeah, it's Castroneves going off as if they won't have same liveries, honestly. So Castroneves making an error there into the braking zone. And that was down at Charlotte's Web. He's dropped back now into 23rd position, I believe. Let's take a replay. And that's going to be a move from Pedersen. And don't tell me it's contacts. Yeah.
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 Yeah, the same happened with Connor Daly a couple of laps ago.
That'll be a penalty then for Pedersen as well. Can't keep doing that. It's completely against it. 50 and 90. 41 to go. It does seem to drag today, these races, but it hasn't actually been that bad. Azerbaijan finished on time. MotoGP did get red flagged, but finished on time. Eventually, it was only delayed by 3 minutes, so that's not too bad in the end. They did a great restart procedure. Then, of course, IndyCar started, and it's had one caution so far. The rest of it's been smoothing running, but we've been racing now for an hour and 10 minutes. We've done 50 of the 90, so it should be an hour. It should be about. We should get it done in the next hour, actually. So by 10:30, well, maybe 10:20, we'll get it finished. And because it's Megan's birthday, as soon as all the runners have crossed the line and everything, we'll sign off and end the coverage there, because I've got to go in at least here at some point today. I was free from 3 till 8 when I came to the commentary box, but it is her birthday. I feel like I've barely seen her, so I've got to do something there. Yellow flag was out on the track, but not in terms of full course caution. Just a local yellow was briefly out. So I think a marshal's gone out and picked something up in the turn 9. And let's go back as there's below. Go on.
There's something on the pit extra debris-wise as well, just before the pit wall ends.
There's a lot of problems as well out there on the circuit. Welcome back to everyone watching on NBC for all our coverage here. I know people sync up and like to know what's going on. We're on lap number 51 of this race. 40 laps to go in this incredible battle of wits. And your leader is Romain Grosjean, but only by 0.8 of a second. McLaughlin's closing in as well as we're getting ready to head down to the pit road. Let's go through the field with the top 5. Marty Schneider.
10 laps until these leaders pit for the final time today, Diff. And Romain Grosjean told me yesterday, I'm having more fun in IndyCar than I've had my entire career. I came to Andretti Autosport last year expecting to contend for wins in the championship, and we weren't anywhere in the ballpark. He said, well, I had the best of the car from 2021, the best of the car from 2022, and that win will come, Kevin.
After having only one result inside the top 10 to start the season, Scott McLaughlin said, I don't have to win today. I just need a good result, but I still got the feeling he really thought he had a winning car today. He was really anxious, really excited, and he's been told you're doing exactly what we need to do. You're going to get the overcut, meaning stay out longer on Grosjean, pick up track time. They feel like they're in the perfect position to win this race. Behind him is Pato O'Ward, who has a little more fuel save. McLaughlin can go hard. Pato was told, if you save me a little bit here, we can go harder in the last stint. They still feel, Dave, like they're in good position as well for a podium.
Christian Lundgaard in 4th place now. If you're not familiar with telemetry, it allows the team to read the car on track. They can see a lot. Listen.
Your fuel target -7. The tires are my concern. Keep those underneath you. Must not have the same concerns on fuel we do, but Palou definitely does.
The tires are the concern. He's on the alternates right now. They don't want him to use them too much. Remember, he's got to get to the same last spot as everybody else on the primaries, Marty.
Dave, Alex Palou having a very Alex Palou-like day. And remember, it was this stint in this race last year. He went longer, 3 laps longer than anyone else in the field, and he gained 2 spots on that final stop. They're thinking the same exact thing on this run, Diff. Can they go way longer than the rest of the field and gain some track position?
Marty, we learned a lot about Alex Palou last year when he was thrust into the middle of a lot of controversy about where his future was. Was he going to McLaren? Was he staying at Chip Ganassi Racing? Things got legal. But all while there was so much turbulence, this guy galvanized his team at the track and they got on with business. This year it's a lot calmer. It was settled out of court that he would stay with Chip Ganassi Racing for this year. He loves this place. Of course, the site of his biggest international win, his first ever NTT IndyCar Series win 2 years ago, and that vaulted him. That was the beginning of great things to come, his first IndyCar title. This guy is Mr. Cool. He doesn't get flustered. He's very stable. What do you call him? The professor.
Of precision.
Of precision, and that is him to a T.
But watch out.
Yeah, it really is as well. And we're seeing the action kicking up 54-19 through the field, and a couple of things as well from the IndyCar commentary team on NBC. I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to getting these headphones off today. They're starting to annoy me as well because we've been waiting so long. New ear cups are on the way from the Le Mans 24 Hour, by the way, because we can't wear the same headphones for 24 hours. It'll be nuts. As well as they come through. Look at that, top 3 on the 2 starters, Grosjean, O'Ward, Lundgaard. Then on 3 stopper, McLaughlin, Newgarden and Power. Omi, are we looking at a possibility of Romain Grosjean getting a win, or is McLaughlin going to spoil all our fun?
Well, we're hoping for one, but I think McLaughlin might try something. He's definitely gonna. He's been sitting behind for a while. No rush currently to get the move. He's just currently waiting. He's now closing in. It got outside 1 second momentarily. He's back now to 6/10. So, I mean, I think most of us want to Grosjean win, but I think McLaughlin. I think it's far from over. I think McLaughlin might still have something in him to try and beat. But I think Grosjean's also going to be on the defensive. So we're going to be in. We can. What we can say is we're going to be in for a brilliant race. But can Grosjean hang on for all of us? That's the question.
Josh, what do you think?
Well, I would hope for a Grosjean win. I think we would all hope for a Grosjean win after what happened in the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix. It would be his first race win for a while. I think.
I'm trying to think of the last time he won a race. I think it was GP2, wasn't it, for Roman? That's a long time ago. I'll look that up, actually, on the motorsportdrivers.com. So I'll look that up, actually, and take a look, actually, as well. I'm in the commentary box as well. 55 of 90 to come into it as well. The official motorsport stats run by the FIA as well, by the way. So Roman Grosjean as well. Let's just go through his driver career while we've got it as well. 37 years old as well. He's had 2 wins only in it as well. I'm actually trying to have a look about where he is. Career summary. Well, in 2023, he hasn't won actually in a very long time. So I'm trying to actually find out the last time he won. Career summary is what I'm looking for. And there isn't anything past 2021 when he joined Dale Coyne Racing. So that was a year after, of course, the Formula One.
What I see, he's not won at all.
Advanced
but that's
stats.
incorrect.
Hang on, I'm looking at advanced stats. Here we go. So, win records. So, wins I'm looking for. Never. Grosjean hasn't won since GP2. So that's a very long time ago. Surely not. That's got to be incomplete. He's had podiums. He's had seconds. I don't think Roman Grosjean's ever had a win. Guys, I don't think he's ever had a win. Ever. That can't be true. I'm not...
No.
On the motorsport stats...
It's true.
He's never had a career win, ever.
Yeah.
What? He's had second place. It's true. I'm looking. So, if you look at podiums, he's 2021, he had podiums as well, but that's in IndyCar. If you go to all-time stats, sure, I'm looking back at GP2. Has he in win record wins? GP2.
He's had 5 podiums.
Here we go. In GP2, his wins Istanbul 2008, Spa 2008, Catalonia 2019. As Power tries to pass Dixon into Charlotte's Web, doesn't do so. Last win, though, for Roman Grosjean, the 2011 Hungarian Grand Prix. Started 5th, won the race. That's his last one, I believe. I'm looking. Didn't win at Daytona as well. Let's have a look. 24 Hours of Daytona. Has never won. IMSA, has he won? Oh, he's had 2... No, hang on a minute. Never mind. That's not win records. That's 2 starts he's had with no wins. Let's take a look at Sebring. Has he won in Sebring? No. He's done Le Mans, but nothing there. No win there, obviously. So his Roman Grosjean's last win, guys, was the 2011 Nürburgring round, the German round, of GP2. That is insanity. Absolute insane. I'm looking at it here. 2011 Hungaroring as well. That was it. And it was a wet race that day. Wow. So he's not had a victory in 12 years. That is insane. I remember Grosjean winning that race in Hungary, and I was convinced he'd won one since. But he joined F1 in 2012, was there until 2020. Then he joined IndyCar and hasn't won since, so I can actually see it. It's been a long time. Yeah. Wow. Omi, if he wins today, I think, forget the party. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, and also hearing that, I think most people want it. I think more people want it now, even more. I want it even more now. You know, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, Josh, if you
I think we all want it.
Josh, if you could do me a favour and just put on the JB Motorsports Twitter, use the hashtag IndyCar, and just tag Roman Grosjean and just say, if he wins today, it's his first win since the Hungaroring in 2011. So get that tweet in GP2. Just get that tweet on, because that's a hit tweet right there. Unbelievable stats that we're seeing right now. 59 to 60. We are 2/3 our way through the Grand Prix of Alabama. And Grosjean leads by 1.7 seconds to McLaughlin. Then Awards 10 seconds back. We're watching Newgarden 6th, Dixon 7th, Power 8th, Rossi 9th, Rosenquist 10th. All in a battle. And Omi, this is really Newgarden now, holding everybody up on those alternative tyres while they're on the primaries behind.
Yep, I think most drivers behind are probably wanna. I think they're gonna try and get a move on, and I think we might see a move by Dixon soon. I don't think he wants to get stuck behind, and same with the rest of the drivers. So here we go. I think we might be getting a move by Dixon soon. He's gonna try different racing lines, try and get close, and then maybe try and fancy a move around the outside or to the inside line wherever it worked. But yeah, Newgarden holding currently all the drivers behind him up. So we have this little train going on. It's Herta dropping down as well.
Yeah, Herta's going way down, and he's in the pit lane. That's why Herta's down pit road. Let's go back to Kevin Lee.
Colton Herta, Marty, he's coming
Marty
your way.
Schneider.
Coming down pit road, he's talked about how tough it is to hang on at the end of these runs. His teammate Romain Grosjean will come the next lap. You see Herta pitting from the top 5 here. Car's been a little bit way too free for him. Should be the final stop of the day.
McLarens are side by side. McLaren is going through. That's Rossi versus Rosenquist in the midfield. Romain Grosjean is down at pit road. The race leader into the pit lane for the first time, for the second time today, and so is O'Ward, so is Lundgaard. They're all coming in. This is going to be it. Down pit road.
Life Honda is in. Great job, Romain Grosjean, Marty. He withstood quite a bit of pressure for a long time.
It has been a dominant performance, Diff. He has led all but 9 laps here at Barber Motorsports Park, pitting with 31 laps to go. 0 complaints when they were on the primaries. Can the crew deliver what should be the final stop of the day in quick fashion? They do, Kevin.
Pato O'Ward comes in from third, just a few stalls behind him. So he makes it a 2-stopper. He's going to take a turn of front wing onto the primaries for the last stint.
Good stop, guys.
So
nicely
now
done.
for Scott McLaughlin to push.
They're being told for McLaughlin to push. He's got 8 seconds to Alex below, but there's still a lot to be found out there. Contact on the circuit. Dixon touching the back of Newgarden, is running in 3rd position. Slight little touch, and now Newgarden's under pressure. You were right, Omi. Dixon's trying every which way to get through, trying every single line, and now here comes Power. Rossi Rosenquist into the party.
Yeah, great stuff, and Dixon staying close. He's probably going to try and move soon. He's not going to sit behind, and you can see Garden's going to defend this, and are we going to be seeing the move? Inside line, he's got through, and Dixon's passed.
And that's going to unsettle Newgarden, and through goes Power, through goes Rossi, and I see London, and might see France in a minute as well. They keep going. Newgarden's going to be forced through. Through goes O'Ward. Brilliantly done. And who's that down the pit road? Pillow, Dixon, Kirkwood, Armstrong, Di Francesco all pit. So that's Power moving up 3 places. Wow, what a start here in the last couple of stages. Pit road.
Alex Palou and Scott Dixon both coming down pit road here. They both were told to push at the end there. Going to be sticker primary tires for the Team Ganassi guys. You see almost a collision there with Kyle Kirkwood, who did a nice job getting to his stall, and around Palou. He is in. We'll watch where all these drivers blend out.
Waiting for several of the drivers to keep on going, as well as we're now also keeping an eye on McLaughlin. 18 seconds he's got to Will Power, Josh. He's got time for a pit stop, but he's going to have to be banking on the caution and banking on whether or not he's actually going to have the speed coming out. He's going to continue, however, and do yet another lap.
Yeah, Scott McLaughlin currently got an 18-second lead, but pit stops are still to be done, including McLaughlin. I think McLaughlin needs to pit again.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
He's on a free stopper.
It's going to be a good end of the race, and here is
more.
That's at least Newgarden and Ericsson, I think.
Let's listen in.
Newgarden's in. He's coming your way, Marty. So
Boy,
too is
Joseph
Ericsson.
Newgarden so happy to get here to pit road, get some fresh Firestones on. Marcus Ericsson having a very quiet but nice day, running around the 8th position. You see all those wing adjustments for those tires. We'll see where these guys cycle out, and should be the Team Penske cars that were leading up front coming in just a moment.
Dixon easily by Newgarden. No worries.
Yep, easily done. So Dixon will clear that. McLaughlin, though, is into the pit lane. So the race leader dives in. He's had enough of the battle at the front. Power 16 seconds back. Is this good enough for Scott McLaughlin? He'll go on to primary. Tyres, we know that. Let's go over to pit road.
Should be really close, and I think you guys are right. I think this is a lap or two earlier than they wanted. They wanted to get a bigger gap. McLaughlin's car has been great. He's got primary Firestones to go to the rest of the way. No fuel save concerns, so he can go harder than Grosjean.
Yeah, he's got it.
Watch the blend as he heads back out on track.
Yeah, he's got it. This could be it. Coming down pit road. Here comes Romain Grosjean on the last corner. He's going to push hard. Newgarden's going to be coming out of the pit. Yeah, here comes McLaughlin out of the pit lane. Has he done it? McLaughlin stays ahead. Grosjean's got better tyres though. Oh, Romain, can you do it? I think he might just, but it's so tight, Omi. He's going to have to get power on. McLaughlin's ahead of Grosjean.
Yeah, Grosjean's he's gonna have to get on with it now if he wants to try and fight back. But this is where he's gonna be strong currently. He's gonna have the better tyres. He surely needs to have a go and try and retake the lead of this one. So McLaughlin is gonna be on the defensive now, but Grosjean is gonna be the driver on the attack. He's been the driver on the defense mostly. He might have a run now.
Yeah, McLaughlin went wide, coming out of the hairpin, and here he goes. Grosjean's in the tow. McLaughlin's going to have to go defensive. Come on, Romain. Romain Grosjean's got 26 seconds of push to pass left. Only 86 now for McLaughlin. So McLaughlin's going to be way ahead to attack, but Grosjean needs to take advantage of fresher tyres. McLaughlin is pushing hard as possibly can, and Grosjean has to dive out. He goes on the outside. Fantastic. They're going to make contact. Wheel to wheel. Grosjean goes through. Barges. Brilliant. Romain Grosjean!
An amazing battle.
Net lead goes to Romain Grosjean, and all I can do in the commentary box is scream and applaud. That was fantastic. Dive bomb manoeuvre, slip through on the inside. Thank you very much. Grosjean through into the lead, the net lead of this race. Fabulous. It's not over yet though. Could be a caution. That'll help power Rosenquist and Rossi. Oh, this race is just exploding, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, best chance for Grosjean now is to extend the gap to McLaughlin as much as he can. And here's the replay of the move, Josh.
Right on the inside, bumps him out. Omi, that was brilliant.
Yeah, just brilliant. He found like this outside line. McLaughlin tried to cover it, but Grosjean the long way around. Then it became the inside line, and he got through. That was brilliant by Grosjean.
Yeah, Rosenquist gone into second. There's a little bit of a correction for Grosjean on the 360 camera on top of McLaughlin's, yeah.
Watch this though. This is great.
Yeah.
Because McLaughlin doesn't give him any room. He knows what he does, so he runs him out wide. It's not the racing line there. So if anything,
Grosjean kept his foot in.
Yeah. If anything, if there was a penalty anyway, it'd be McLaughlin because he didn't give him enough racing room. Look at that, it happened.
Yeah, and this is what happened last time.
Yeah, the last time these guys came out on pit road together was back in St. Petersburg, and it didn't end well for either of them. Grosjean tried the outside line, McLaughlin didn't give him the move, and they both crashed into each other out of the race. So it's history.
Rossi has pitted.
Rossi's in too, yeah. So history repeating itself. This time, Grosjean gets through, and McLaughlin's going to have to think of something better. Grosjean knew a win escaped him that day in St. Petersburg, Florida. Can he get it back here in Alabama? Come on, Romain. The whole of the world is behind you right now to get your first win since Hungary as well. It's what everybody's been wanting. The Phoenix to rise and take a win. As into the pit lane comes Will Power, our race leader.
There until now.
And Will Power is going to a set of alternates, used alternates, because he doesn't have to go a full stint. 25 laps. Alexander Rossi, I think, was doing the same thing. Power's been a charge. Can he race his way up to the podium? Final stop is done.
Grosjean leads officially.
He's going to blend in right with
middle of the field.
Guard battle, Pelot kind of in that mix, I think.
Ward is coming down the front straight right now into turn one. There you go. There's Ward and Pelot. Cold tires for Will Power, but they are the Reds.
Yeah, and there, that is Newgarden coming through as well. He's under pressure with Herta. And is that, yeah, that's Newgarden, Herta. Newgarden is up at 12. The timing tower is having a paddy, but it's Herta 14th. Newgarden is 13th at the moment as well. That's the information I've got, at least, on my timing tower up here in the commentary boxes. But Herta's going to go for it, though, on the inside line for 13th position. And Newgarden's going to shut the door. It has just got enough room. And Charlotte's Web gets the better drag at the exit. Cuts to the inside line. And Herta is through. Brilliant move on Newgarden, and Newgarden's really starting to have a negative effect in this race. 23 laps to go, 67 of 90.
Yeah, Kirkwood's also catching up on Newgarden, so Newgarden could drop down to 14th. Of course, Kirkwood now an Indy Grand Prix winner last time out at Long Beach. An incredible race from Kirkwood. Currently down in 14th, but he could get up to at least 10th, because the 10th downs are only around 3 seconds from Kirkwood.
Yeah, loads of time still to be played with, and who would blame them, actually? There's a lot of positives coming in the air at the moment as we escape in. 68 of 19. This will be the last commercial break, I'm being told. They're going to go green flag to the end. Let's catch up for the last time today with Tom Gatemore.
Third, Grosjean with that mighty middle stint. Don't take anything away from Romain Grosjean. We said it at the time, that middle stint, he was 7/8 tenths of a second quicker a lap than the cars around him. Kept Scott McLaughlin behind him on lighter fuel load and those red alternate tyres. And that stint there, as well as that fantastic overtake move, the overtake move of the race for me, could be the difference between Romain Grosjean and that first win. But look at Scott McLaughlin. He's got the bit between his teeth. He's not going anywhere. He's 3/10 of a second behind the Andretti car.
Yeah, that's not easy. I mean, this is going to be right on. I think McLaughlin, who's now got 39 seconds of push to pass left. Grosjean's got 2. McLaughlin's going to try everything to go through. Grosjean goes wide. McLaughlin tries to get the cut back. He's on push to pass again. I mean, this is really close stuff now for McLaughlin. Grosjean's going to hold on for everything.
Yeah, Grosjean's going to have to go on the defensive. McLaughlin is going to once again try something, and he's going to try lunge the car. He's going to hope that Grosjean just has a bit of a wide moment. McLaughlin is going to take any opportunity he gets. He's got, once again, he's getting closer and closer, and he'll be getting a good slipstream as well. But he's going to be getting closer to these corners. He's going to be hoping that he can just continue to get close and then maybe try and challenge to the inside or outside, whichever way works for him. He's getting closer and closer, so this one is not over yet. Grosjean is going to have to go on the defensive if he wants to take this victory. He is going to go on the defensive because he has led so much in this race. McLaughlin is going to try, though, and deny him this amazing victory.
Grosjean is out of push to pass. He's used it all. McLaughlin has 32 seconds left. Josh, this is not going to end well. Grosjean touches the grass. Coming out of the corner. He's going to be vulnerable coming into Charlotte's Web. Push to pass gets used. McLaughlin can't get a move into Charlotte.
Yeah, look at that. 0 seconds left, but O'Ward's got 94 with Armstrong further back in 93, but Jack Harvey down in 24th, 153 with VK, 135 seconds in 16th as well. But all eyes back to the front. McLaughlin's gonna use these 32 seconds as wisely and as strategically as he can.
Risking it all, though, Amy, if there's a late full course yellow, because Grosjean will have nothing to defend himself with and a possible restart.
Yeah, that will mean that McLaughlin will just easily make the move if we were to have that. And I mean, he might just make it, he just might make it like very soon. And Grosjean got away with that moment where he touched the grass. McLaughlin is going to keep the pressure on, so he's not going to let him get away with any more mistakes. So Grosjean needs to keep those mistakes limited, and McLaughlin is keeping the pressure on. And Grosjean will be making mistakes, and he will be having some wide moments because McLaughlin is very, very close. He might have a run here, Josh.
He's going to go through on the inside line. He backs out with the last second. Grosjean defends the inside line. McLaughlin goes way too deep into turn 5 at Charlotte's Web. Passing Ant Hill now in through the corner. Is he going to go through and move at the top? No, he can't. So this is just it for Grosjean. Just keep him calm. McLaughlin down to 29 seconds now in push to pass, and a mistake at the exit for McLaughlin as well. Loses him back now to 3/10 of a second, now 4/10. Grosjean's just got to stay calm and not allow McLaughlin to put the pressure on him, Josh.
Yeah, a lot of little mistakes for Scott McLaughlin, so Romain Grosjean just got to keep it calm, keep it collected, and take this to the end and hope that there is no cautions and it's green to the end. But if Scott McLaughlin keeps doing these mistakes, Romain Grosjean's just gonna start walking away with it. Half a second is the gap currently. They've got around a 9.3 second gap to third, which is currently Will Power.
McLaughlin's got 21 seconds of push to pass left. He's using some of that now. Look, you see him activating the attack mode as they come into the braking zone. Grosjean goes wide! Grosjean's gone wide!
Oh no!
And here goes McLaughlin! Can he get a switchback? They're going to make contact! McLaughlin's on the power! McLaughlin versus Grosjean! And McLaughlin takes the lead up and hill! And Grosjean again making the error and losing position to McLaughlin! That's it! It's done! It's done!
Yeah, the only way that Romain Grosjean's going to get this if Scott McLaughlin does a couple of little mistakes as well, like what Romain Grosjean just did at Charlotte's Web.
He has absolutely nothing to fight back with now. He has nothing to fight back with, so it might be done unless there's a mistake here by McLaughlin.
I'm waiting to see McLaughlin cross the line to see. McLaughlin has 13 seconds of push to pass left, and this was a silly mistake from Romain into the braking zone.
Yeah.
Just went too wide. He locked the front wheel.
Yeah, if also another way that Romain Grosjean could get this, Scott McLaughlin uses all of his push to pass up, and there's a caution, late race caution. Restart, both on 0 seconds, could happen.
Well, McLaughlin's pulled 0.8 of a second. He's now down to 13 seconds of push to pass, but you don't need push to pass to overtake. It helps, but you don't need it. You can still catch up the old-fashioned way and push, push, push. Well, this is getting a bit insane now as they exit the last couple of corners. I think Dover's finished with, by the way, I believe in NASCAR. Has it been cancelled, Josh? I'm just getting information over my earphones that NASCAR's race at Dover hasn't happened.
12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
Ah, okay. So that means that the Grid Network show is going to be on 90 minutes after the conclusion of this Grand Prix of Alabama. So I believe an adjusted time for Grid Network. I'm just confirming too that now on YouTube. As we see on board, that is Rosenquist looking ahead with Rossi and Dixon and Lundgarden over the battle as well. They're all closing in at the front. 1.5 seconds now, McLaughlin to Grosjean. And yeah, McLaughlin saving his 13 seconds of push to pass. He doesn't need to. So that's it. It's all done. Again, another loss. Pit road.
Save, but no doubt saving versus Scott McLaughlin.
Yeah, I mean, pit on lap 60, that's a 30-lap stint. That's going to take a percentage of fuel save, probably something around 10%, maybe 12%. So it is still something, and you know that the Penske's are full bore. So it's a tough position he was in. Even if he had pushed it past the Burntownson, he wouldn't have been able to use much of it.
So you're saying we might see 2 Penske's at the top of the podium?
That's not 3. That's not 3.
That's 3.
What's cool about the different winners, you know, we've had 3 in 3 races. The first repeat winner's all the way down in 10th. So no matter what happens, I think we're going to be seeing that.
Here's the Verizon Chevy of Will Power. 3rd place, and just watch that difference, that time differential between himself and Grosjean, because it continues to drop.
Really? Okay. Power's closing in there. Well, Power's got 33 seconds left to push to pass, hasn't he? So Grosjean's lost a lot of time as we're back on cams. Yeah. Omi, what do you think?
Yeah.
Power versus Grosjean?
Yep, I think Power's going to try his absolute best to try and close in, and then we might be seeing a battle between those two. But yeah, Grosjean will be disappointed. I think we'll all be a bit disappointed with that. But McLaughlin, obviously, he's not going to use any of his push to pass. He's going to save it just in case if there's any caution or anything like that. There's no reason for him to use any of it. He's in the lead. Grosjean has nothing to fight back with currently, and is currently exactly the position McLaughlin wants to be in. Power is going to try his best against Grosjean as well, and Grosjean might be a bit of a sitting duck if we do get a caution, because the drivers behind, who have some seconds of push to pass, will definitely be on the attack on him.
75. Go on, Josh. Sorry.
Yeah, the pit wall to Romain Grosjean. Big picture here. We've got the next car for position is 10 seconds back. That's around 6 seconds back now. Let's just get it home. So they're just wanting to get it home.
Right, that's a disappointment for Romain. He's led so many laps here today. McLaughlin's come and stolen it at the last minute. How typical of his V8 supercar days. He did lots of them actually. He did Scotty Mac. But he's a worthy winner of this race, but you do feel that it was Grosjean's to lose, and he lost it, unfortunately. It was Grosjean's weekend. Bowl led so many laps, and he's lost it here today. But his time will come. I know several people are saying that Grosjean's going to win the Indy 500, so maybe that will be it in the end of next month, in a month's time. Less than 30 days now, of course. In fact, 29 days until the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500. From the middle of May, we'll be broadcasting all of it live. Every practice, every qualifying, every race. We will be live on YouTube, along with the Grid Network. Jess said, too close for comfort, I can't watch, so nervous. That was a while ago. And then Jess said, Scott really capitalised on that. Since the incident with himself and Grosjean in round 1, after the apologies, those two really have a lot of respect. Can F1 drivers have the same respect? Oh, Jess, come on, you know. No, they don't. They don't like that at all. They hate it.
No, they don't. It is exactly 27 days, 20 hours, 42 minutes and 33 seconds until the Indy 500 and counting.
I've just unscrewed one of my microphones because I realised it could screw and it can actually turn wireless. You didn't know that? Oh, good microphone that is. Pull that down. Oh, and off the track. Going a little bit excursion.
Winner here.
Pagenaud.
Yeah, Simon Pagenaud getting forced out wide. Oh, and Ilott nearly following in too. Is that Rahal?
Yeah.
It's Rahal. Rahal hitting Pagenaud. Ah, that's what happened. Oh dear. All a bit messy in the middle half of the track. This is what's been happening with 13 to go while we've all been missing all the action at the front. And that's Dixon getting passed nearly by Alexander Rossi. Dixon just said, nope, you're not passing me, I'm afraid. I'll stick to my guns here on the inside line. That told me what you've been saying should have been done all day, really, isn't it? Just stick to your guns. So now watch Palou closing in on O'Ward. Amy?
Yeah, he's going to try now make the move. Will Palou on O'Ward, and he'll have a chance, but he's going to need to get some good exits and then use a bit of the slipstream and get the move done. A bit of a touch there and running a tiny bit wide, but yeah, we could be seeing a change for 4th position, and then Lundgaard in 6th position as well, and then Dixon, and then Rossi as well. So it looks like McLaughlin, everything's going right currently for him. Grosjean, he's really just now a sitting duck, and power is actually coming at him, so he needs to be, I think he's more worried about that currently. And then we obviously have this battle currently, which we're watching.
And it's an exciting little one as well, as O'Ward and Palou will be battling. And Power's now within 5 seconds of Grosjean, is where my train of thought was going for that. So they are closing down once again here. 12 to go here in Alabama. So let's go down to Tom Gaymore for the last time to continue on this battle.
Having come out after the second pit stop into traffic, and that allowed Will Power to get the jump. It meant that they lost even more time to Romain Grosjean and Scott McLaughlin as well. And what about that lead change? Talking about the top two, some will say that Romain Grosjean has a mistake in him every now and then. He'll be kicking himself because actually that was his mistake that allowed Scott McLaughlin to get close enough to capitalise. Their lap times are pretty representative now, and maybe just in the back of Romain Grosjean's mind, he was having to push the braking zone. That is really tricky down at Charlotte's Web. If you get it just ever so slightly wrong, you can never ever feel like you can get off the brake pedal. The car just won't stop, and I think Romain Grosjean with the lift and coast phase, with the fuel save, just felt he was having to stick it deep into those braking
getting
zones,
past.
and it was just one time too many. And that mistake has now allowed Scott McLaughlin, with a bit of push to pass that he'd saved.
Ilott's past Newgarden.
Up to Musi, of course. Now we see Callum Ilott, who's passed Joseph Newgarden, up to 14th. And he's got Herter ahead of him now, a couple of seconds up the road. So Callum Ilott coming back in this final stage of the race.
Well, thank you very much to Tom Gaymore. And we are all set then. It is the last 10 laps of the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. more commonly known as the Indy Grand Prix of Alabama. And this has been an exciting one. It's been a bit interesting, bit dull, bit exciting. But McLaughlin's leading after Grosjean was leading long time. And now he's pulled out a 2-second gap. He has 13 seconds of push to pass left. So it's all changing down as well. Penske are going to win it though. Last year it was Pato O'Ward who took the victory after losing out in 2021 after starting a pole position, finishing in 4th. This time out for Scott McLaughlin. He's going to go even better in the field as well. He, in 2021, started 12th, finished 14th. In 2022, started 4th, finished in 6th. This year, he's going to win at the race, moving up. And Power is closing in on Grosjean. The gap is now 2 seconds between the two of them. So the race is still on here as Power goes for second against Grosjean. I don't want that. Power's going to do it, but I don't want it. I wanted it to stay. What do you think, Omi?
Yeah, I think we all wanted to stay, but once again, I think. But what I think Grosjean needs to do is, first of all, not make a mistake. Second of all, kind of like a bit of like waste, kind of waste Power's push to pass seconds a bit. So then, I mean, I think that's his only chance if he can just like try and keep him behind and basically make him use push to pass. And then technically he's not able to get the move done, but so he needs to try and drain Power's push to pass a bit down. So I think that's Grosjean's only chance. But other than that, I think Power's gonna take second here.
Yeah, so it looks like it. O'Ward then's too far back, Josh, to get Grosjean. So Grosjean, I think, settling for 3rd place now. What a shame in this race.
Yeah, massive shame. But a lap time comparison, last 3 laps for Romain Grosjean and Will Power. On lap 79, Romain Grosjean was 109.437, Will Power 108.635. Lap 80, Romain Grosjean on 109.347, and then Will Power 108.445, and then lap 81, Romain Grosjean 109.301 and 109.075 for Will Power. Romain Grosjean's on the black tyres and Will Power's on the red tyres, but Will Power quicker than Romain Grosjean.
Ilot's passed.
Ilot's ahead of Pato as well.
Yep. That's what I was going to say. You took the words right out of my mouth, though, me. Ilot to 13th, 30 down to 14th. Newgarden's still in 15th position, but what's the gap between Power and Grosjean? It's 1.635 as well. He's in his sights. And Will Pass us 33 seconds of push to pass left. We know how that story goes. McLaughlin had the same. He had to use half of that to get ahead. So it's easily done. Top 3 though still in the same gap. All separated by 4 seconds. 2 by 2 by 2 at the moment. With 8 to go here at Alabama. Scotty Mack is on his way to win once again. And if I'm correct, if I take a look at the points as they run, Marcus Ericsson will lead the title by just 3 points to Pato O'Ward, but this will put Scott McLaughlin up into 4th place. So going into the month of May, it's the Indy 500 champion from last year, Marcus Ericsson, leading the championship. Who would have expected that, guys?
Not me.
Yeah, definitely not. But yeah, it just shows us how anything is possible in motorsport.
Yeah.
Pit road.
Second, it would be his 5th second place finish in IndyCar. Dominant today, led 57 laps. So how do you process that as a race car driver? And they keep telling him big picture. You see on the left-hand side, he would gain a spot in the championship standings. 15 out of the lead. I don't know, but going into the month of May, that's a nice thing to have. But how do you process that as a driver when you have the dominant car and you don't win?
It is tough. There's no doubt. I mean, every single one of these drivers are competitors. They're out there to win motor races. But at the same time, like you said, momentum is huge. Only 15 points out of the lead is a big deal. If he keeps putting himself in this position, him in this 2018, that win is coming. It's a matter of when, not if.
Well, just think about the performance this year.
That win is coming, Omi, and it's the Indy 500, isn't it, for Roman? He's going to go all out for that.
Well, let's hope. Hopefully he takes victory. We're going to hope. But hopefully everything goes to plan and he takes victory. And well, as we figured out that stat, it's kind of like we want it even more now.
Yes. Imagine your last win was a GP2 race at the Nürburgring in 2011. Your next win is the Indianapolis 500. What a stat that would be. Great pub question. Right now, though, he's on course, as we heard from Marty Schneider, a second position finish
But
in
Power's
IndyCar.
closing.
Yeah, was it 0.9 of a second? So Power's going to have Grosjean easily in the next few moments. Like, he's going to gobble him up, as Jess says Scott has got this one, I think. 6 to go, 2.9 the gap. Grosjean is closing ever so slightly. So I do start to wonder who has got whom in this session. Are we going down pit road? No, we're not. Battle for second closing in as well. Power taking the curbs, coming into turn 16 and 17. Grosjean's there, 8 tenths between them. When do you think it'll happen, Josh? When do you think it'll get it? Charlotte's Web again? That seems to be a good opportunity for overtake. Seems to be the only one at this track. Drivers have invented a couple more today.
Yeah, that's the best overtaking point for this circuit at Barber, but yeah, it's got to be there right behind Grosjean to get there. Power coming up to the corner now. Grosjean as well, but not close enough this time. Maybe next time round.
Yeah, a couple more runs, then we'll see it happen. Don't forget, on Tuesday, here on JB Motorsports, you can catch full coverage, but in delayed format. But it'll be technically a highlight show, but we show the whole race of Moto3 and Moto2's Spanish Grand Prix. The results have been kept from me, so it'll be a genuine commentary. That'll be premiering on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we will have the weekend review from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We'll hear from all the drivers and talk through everything. Thursday, drivers' press conference from Miami for Formula One. Friday, all the action begins with practice 1 and 2 from Miami. Saturday, Formula E live from Monaco. And then in the early afternoon as well, we will hear the British Touring Car Championship qualifying session from Brands Hatch Indy. And then on Sunday, all 3 races of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship will be live. And then as well in the evening, we'll go for Formula One's Miami Grand Prix as well as your coverage next weekend. 4 to go though, Omi, and Power's just hanging behind Grosjean. Will Power with 23 seconds left to push to pass. He's just wanted to make sure it's a clean move and not going to risk the podium here for the pair of them.
Yeah, so I think Power's just going to try now, get close to try to do a slam dunk overtake. I don't think he's going to be prepared, unless maybe it's the final lap and it's the final few opportunities. I mean, that's the only way I can see him really going for a late set, but other than that, he's probably going to try to do a slam dunk, take second place on the road. Grosjean is just going to try and defend the best he can, and he's going to hope that Power does waste some of his push to pass, because the more he drains it, is the more he's losing, and so more chance for Grosjean then. But Power is going to be getting very close now through these corners with 3 laps to go, so this is going to be interesting. Will Grosjean be able to hang on for second, or will Power be able to try and take it away from him? He'll be getting the slipstream as well, so as we see them head down there, he needs to make sure he doesn't make a mistake there, Grosjean. He needs to make sure he keeps it on the road and gives himself the best opportunity to take second. But Power, I think, is going to do his best. He's going to try his best to make this move, and as you can see, he's going to be gaining all the while. So I think that I'm kind of saying that Grosjean's going to hang on here. I'm predicting Grosjean to hang on.
I think you're right. What do you think, Josh? I think Omi's got it spot on, because Power can't seem to get close enough. He's on old alternative tyres, remember, and they're starting to give up the ghost.
Yeah, they really are, but Power still trying to catch with 3 laps to go. Soon to be 2 laps to go, or has McLaughlin already crossed the line?
He has now, yeah, 2 to go. There he is, across the line. 2 to go here in Alabama. The IndyCar data from NBC way behind on our timing tower. Our timing tower is very much correct. Power's down to 17 seconds to push to pass now. McLaughlin still has 13 seconds left, so he's closing that down. By the way, next time IndyCar runs live is the IndyCar Grand Prix. And that, guess what? Once again, Eurovision night. 5 p.m. there we our coverage, I believe, for that race in the evening. I'll double check that on the app shortly as well, so we can give you the correct details for the next IndyCar broadcast. Meantime, Grosjean versus Power. The gap still, 7/10 of a second? Power's down to 17 seconds. It's getting a bit much, and I don't think it's going to be as close as people thought it would be.
Yeah, with how he closed in, we thought it was going to be much more closer, but it doesn't look like he's been able to get close enough and make the move. So McLaughlin is obviously going to go on to win. It looks like Grosjean, though, is going to take second place, as here we are then, on to the final lap of the race.
White flag in the air here at Alabama, and it will be Scott McLaughlin on course to win again. By the way, the next time we'll be on air will be 8:30 on May the 13th. That will be for the IndyCar Grand Prix at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We'll be live for qualifying as well. That will be at 9 p.m. on the Friday as well on May 12th. So just give you all the details there for that one. I think it's the only race we've got, actually, so we get the Sunday off. I'm not too sure about that. We might have a British touring car lined up as well. I'll take a look at the schedule once it's opened up as well. Don't want to lose the laptop on the last lap like we did at Long Beach. Either way, Scotty Mack coming into position as well. Not a bad race, not bad one bit. Drivers know the deal. Drivers know exactly how to perform into the last couple of corners. Well, in Sweet Home Alabama, Scotty does know that he's P1 once again. Scott McLaughlin takes the checkered flags and wins the Children's of America IndyCar Grand Prix of Alabama. Grosjean second, Power is third. Across the line, Award is fourth, Palou fifth, Lundgaard sixth, Dixon is seventh. 8th across the board for Rossi, 9th Rosenquist, Ericsson rounds out the top 10, Armstrong 11th, Kirkwood 12th. But Scotty Mack wins in Alabama with an amazing drive, it must be said. Grosjean gets his 5th second place in IndyCar history. Power couldn't get him at the end. Gap 1.4 at the last line. What a race, Josh.
An absolutely incredible race. IndyCar delivered once more, and I think we can all agree that this was the best race of the day that we have covered on JV Motorsports.
Oh, hang on. What about what happened with MotoGP? Wasn't that any good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was good. Obi, what do you think of the Alabama Grand Prix?
Well, first of all, let's start off with better than Azerbaijan. But, yeah, I really enjoyed it. A good race there. And, well, McLaughlin, McLaughlin kept his head cool. Grosjean made a mistake, and then McLaughlin was able to take it, pull away, and went on to win. But Grosjean, good job for hanging on to second there. Power couldn't do anything right at the end. Okay, with how much pace he closed in with, we thought he was going to fly past, but it didn't look like Grosjean. Grosjean was able to keep it, and Power just wasn't able to get close enough for the move.
Let's take a look then at the full results from the Children's of Alabama IndyCar Grand Prix. Scott McLaughlin wins, Romain Grosjean is second, Will Power third, Pato O'Ward is fourth, Alex Palou fifth, Christian Lundgaard sixth, Scott Dixon seventh, 8th on the board for Alexander Rossi, 9th is Felix Rosenquist, 10th Marcus Ericsson, and then 11th Marcus Armstrong, 12th Carl Kirkwood, 13th Callum Ilott, 14th is Colton Herter, 15th for Joseph Newgarden, 16th Renus Frique, 17th Graham Rahal, 18th Simon Pagino, David Malukas 19th, Santino Ferrucci 20th, Helio Casneves 21st, Benjamin Peterson 22nd, Devlin Di Francesco 23rd, Jack Harvey 24th, 25th on the board as well for Conor Daly, Austin Canepo is 26th, and Stingray Robb retired in 27th. Just one caution in this amazing race. What a run. Final thoughts then, starting with you, Omi.
a great race, a bit of action here and there, and I guess it was kind of a race where we didn't get bored. Obviously, you had a lot of conversations as well, but obviously, once again, I'll say better than the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, but a great race, and yeah, great race to cover here as well. First IndyCar race I've done so, and my first obviously live one as well, watching it. So really enjoyed it.
Pleasure to have you as always, Omi. And Josh, what did you make of it? 4th round done. Next up, month of May.
Yeah, and you've picked a really good one to come in, Naomi. But yeah, month of May up next starts tomorrow, the month of May. But I can't remember the date where the Indy 500 test
May
and practices start.
16th, I believe.
16th.
Yeah,
cool.
just after everything. Let me just double check that for you as well, because it all goes crazy as they come through. It will be May 16th at 2 p.m. You can join us here on JB Motorsports for all of the Indy 500 action. However, we've got the GMR Grand Prix coming up. That's our next stop as well, and that will be coming up as well. May 12th for qualifying at 9 p.m. Race 8:30 p.m. as well on May the 13th. Let's hear from our race winner, then we'll go off there.
Strategy versus saving fuel.
I call it a happy driver strategy. I was a lot happier doing that, but I'm so thankful. First weekend for Good Ranchers on the car. What an amazing thing for them to be with us this weekend. My team advanced me to victory lane there. We had great fuel. Went past Grosjean there on a little bit of strategy, advanced past him, and I feel really good about it. So really happy to advance to victory lane and be really pumped about it.
I want to ask you about the battle with Grosjean. Was St. Pete in the back of your mind thinking, man, I got to give him a lot of room. I don't want to run into him again.
Nah, we're racers. You just get on with it. You know, as good as your last race, you get on with it. We're men. We talked over man to man, and as far as I'm concerned, and he's concerned, we race hard and fair and press on, and there's no hard feelings between the two of us. But I'm glad to get a win here for 33s. Like, it's been coming. We've been close. We just didn't quite get it the last few rounds, but we got it now.
Boy, these numbers may shock you, but +6 in the championship standings. Now 4th, just 11 out of the championship, and the month of May starts tomorrow. How important is that?
Yeah, I mean, May is going to be an awesome time for us. I can't wait. Best race in the world's coming up here soon, and to start end April like this and start May hopefully on a good note is a really proud achievement. But just super proud of my team, the Chevy for the fuel mileage. We had a hell of a strategy there today, and yeah, super pumped. Hey, Mum and Dad at home, Carly at home as well, and see you guys soon.
I got to tell you that your Good Ranchers, first race with them, they're going bananas here in Victory Lane. You got a lot of Cowboys that are happy.
Well, I had a lot of Cowboys last night having a few drinks. I know that for sure. Hopefully they've got enough juice to have another party tonight.
Scott McLaughlin picks a very good time to get his first top 5 of the year. It's a win at Barber Motorsports Park, Kevin.
And I'm wondering if Will Power in some ways feels like...
Well, what a race we've had as well. What an absolute fantastic Grand Prix. My thanks to Omi, my thanks to Joss and Jess watching along in the background. As Jess says, bring on the month of May. Well, 4 rounds done, 5 and 6 coming up at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We'll be at the Brickyard. Everything coming up. The month of May starts tomorrow, and it'll be live here on YouTube. My thanks to Omi, my thanks to Josh, my thanks to Jess and Tom as well in the comments box today. And my thanks to Megan, of course, from MotoGP on her birthday. What a weekend we've had. It wraps up here. We will see you next week when Formula One hits Miami once again. Thanks for your company. Bye-bye.